Episode 92, the Re-Rock. We are back in the Lost Files. There will be 17 awkward minutes of Daniel recording this by himself as I struggle with my allergies. But I am back. I'm on an allergy medicine to kill Lil Wayne in 08. This is the radio show about nothing. To my left, co-host, partner, creator, editor, director.
Yup. What's happening? What's happening? It is Rock. It is Ish. We are the show about nothing. Episode 92, as he said, just trucking along.
Yeah. Shout out Reggie White.
Shout out to Reggie White.
Yeah.
Most podcasts end after 7 episodes, so we have beat the status quo time and time again.
For sure.
As usual, that's what we do.
Yep.
Above average.
Yep.
Excellent, if you will.
And because of you,
come on now.
Like, comment, subscribe,
Hello.
share.
Hello.
Send it to a friend. Send it to an enemy.
Send it to another friend.
Send it to somebody you like. Send it to somebody you hate. You like this show? Send it to somebody you like. You didn't like the show? Ruin someone else's day. Send it to them.
Come on now.
Make them watch it.
Come on now. If you're a Warriors fan, subscribe.
Yeah.
You a Chiefs fan? Subscribe.
This is a safe place.
Patriots fan? Subscribe.
Super safe space. Listen, Spurs, super safe
Subscribe.
space.
Luka, subscribe.
Yeah.
Come on now. Just to let you know. I'm just letting you know how we do.
Listen, Jets fans, just stay with me. Just stay down, baby.
You know, if you're a fan of Aaron Rodgers, like, this may not be the podcast.
It's gonna be a tough hour and a half.
You feel me? Let's start with the NBA though, because that's the hottest news.
It just started.
It just started. Let's go to the biggest story of the week so far. Bronny, LA, opening night.
Yeah.
Playing with your son, checking into the game with your son, 23-9. That's crazy. Just a reaction to that.
So to the Bronny stuff, it just warmed my heart in like an old Disney movie type of way. Like,
I feel you.
Bronny. My thing is, and I feel like a lot of people are missing this because I guess it was so like new, like traumatic, and the news cycle is 24 hours. Like, fam, Bronny was almost gone. Like he almost lost Bronny for real. Like, it's not like he just ripped his son out of high school and made him join the NBA. Like, this was his dream. He almost lost Bronny. Now they get to all do it together as a family in LA. The youngest, it was her first day of school. Listen, Bron is the GOAT. That's what I came in here to say. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I saw him and Bronny check in, and it was like a flip switched in my head. I was like, you know what? That's the GOAT. I'm sorry.
You want me to say?
What are we supposed to say?
What am I supposed to say?
Like, Mike got 10 scoring titles, didn't play with his son. I don't know. Like, I don't know how we're gonna wait. He's like
6 championship, didn't play with his son.
He was playing with his son, and he might have been the second best player on the court. Like, LeBron still might have been the second best player on the court. Like, he says he'll play 2 more years.
Maybe 3. What do we? I think he's going to 25. I've been saying that since 20.
If he played 25 years, man, I don't know.
I said he's getting to 25 years. He's going to get 25 years, and he's going to retire a top 25.
I don't know who said this. It might have been First Things First because I watched so much First Things First, but I don't want to give him credit because I don't think they said this. But he's really going to be the first athlete that was just like, I just don't want to play no more.
Yes.
It won't be like, dang, Bron Wash, he can't play. It's like, you know what? I want to put my time into other things. Like,
honestly, I think that goes to Brady first. I think Brady was still good enough to play. He just didn't want to. And football is so demanding of your body.
That's a fact.
I will say Brady was still a top 15 quarterback when he was
yeah.
So like,
that's a fact.
I feel like he falls into that category. Somebody else, I think, who's coming behind him, and because Bron is who he is, we don't talk about him as with the longevity we should. KD. Yeah, KD is going to retire, and it's going to be like, he just stopped because he was.
It's like nobody could guard him still.
Yeah, he was 42 and still nobody could guard him. So it was just like he hung it up. But my reaction to Bronny, first off, I've seen a couple talking show heads, and I'm starting to call people out. Michelle Beadle, Mad Dog Russo, and
the fall of Michelle Beadle.
Hello. They came out and they was like, it was fake. No one cares. Yeah. This was obviously constructed.
Yeah, like it was forced.
It's the Lakers.
Yeah, it's the Lakers.
It's the Lakers. Of course it was.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's his son.
That's his son.
Y'all are acting like it said earlier.
Yeah.
They pulled Bronny out of high school to bring to the game. Yeah. And was like, hey, come check in with me for this photo.
No, like, that's him.
I don't care what you think. I'm telling you factual information. If Bronny was not good enough to be a fringe NBA player, he would not be in the NBA.
True.
It's that simple.
Right.
Bronny was in the ESPN 100. Bronny was a McDonald's All-American.
Fact.
Bronny was at one of the most a sports school that played a real basketball schedule. Bronny was effective on the AAU circuit where all the superstars. Bronny was never looked at as the next coming of LeBron James. Right. He has always been looked at as the next coming of Drew Holiday, Marcus Smart, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. And from the time he was 14, 15 years old, people have been saying he is an NBA level player. He's never going to be a superstar, but he has a lot of intangibles that make him an NBA player.
Right.
The dude almost passes. Yep. God forbid. Thank the Lord. He survived.
Yep.
And that obviously set him back. He had a heart attack at 18 years old in the middle of the summer, a month and a half before the season started.
Yep.
So during the season, he's working himself back into shape, back into rhythm, all of those things. And then he got
the courage to keep playing.
He's LeBron's son.
He got the courage. That's my thing. He got the courage. Listen, if I had a heart attack as Bron's son, I would never run again on anything. I wouldn't even run on 2K. He LeBron's son. Like, bro, I was telling niggas, I was telling niggas this. We was talking about the commercial with him pouring all the cereal. Mm-hmm. He was like, bro, you too old for this. I said, y'all laughing at that? Y'all know how that commercial end? Hey, Bryce, where your keys? Nigga, they ain't worried about that little car, nigga. Like, they life so good, bro. If I faced any adversity, I would never play basketball again.
You feel me? And that was what Bron was saying, was like, bro, y'all keep talking about this kid like he don't have everything.
Yeah.
Bronny wants for nothing. That little job you stressing about, Bronny don't got to stress about. Nope. That little bill you stressing about, Bronny ain't never going to have to stress about. He is good. He's a billionaire today.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's a millionaire off his own money because he's a streamer.
Literally.
And he's been getting views and doing that since he was in high school.
Endorsements. The thing is, that's what I think niggas don't understand. Bronny life, no cap. If Bronny woke up every day, never made $1, and spent $100 every day, he would still be up. He could lose money every day. He could throw a band away a week. Easy. Never notice.
He
could never. Bronny could never get a paycheck a day in his life. Think about that. He could never work a job and be fine.
Never have a W-2. Ever.
Never.
Like, fuck it.
Just living off somebody. Just living off the GOAT, my nigga. Like,
so we looking at it from that perspective. He does the work to at least be considered a draft pick. If his name was Jonathan Jones, he would have been considered a draft pick. Would he have gotten drafted? No. I don't know. But it has come out that 4 teams were looking at him, the Warriors being included, and they all said no because we want to respect Bron because of what he's done to the league.
Go shit.
Also, my last point about him leaving USC, he could have stayed and in 3 years really looked like an NBA player. Right. But why would I sit here and develop in college when my dad is LeBron James and I can go develop in NBA facilities with NBA trainers and get the NBA experience for the next 2 years while I develop, and in year 3, I really come on the scene. That is what is happening, and y'all acting like he took somebody's spot with the 55th pick in the draft, like we've ever cared about the 55th pick in the draft of 60? Yeah. Stop it. This was one of the coolest moments I've ever seen in my life. Salute to Bron, the GOAT, the greatest of this generation. Yeah. This was amazing to see. We have seen Bronny grow up. Yeah, we watched this.
As a jet.
Like, we watched him grow up.
Like he was a little nigga. Like he was like in Bron arm.
And we heard him say, I want to say, he said it when he was on the Heat. I want to say he said it on the Heat or his first year in the Cavs. Yeah. He was like, I want to play with my son. Yeah. Shut up, Bron.
Yeah, the fuck out of here.
Bron got to stay good for X. And then he said it again a couple years in. It's like,
damn, he's still good. I mean,
and it was like, and then Bronny graduated. And it was like, this nigga really finna play with his son. But to watch all of this unfold from media day to the preseason games to now, kudos, bro.
And listen, I'm glad you hit on the positive aspect of it. I'm gonna hit the who cares side. Like, if you're one of the people who's like, LeBron manufactured this from the beginning. This is a Lakers. They made nobody draft him. Good. I watched Kobe drag Luke Walton into the finals. Stop telling me about nepotism. As the ghost of Jerry Buss kids run the Lakers into the ground right now. Don't tell me about nepotism in the NBA. What does Jeannie Buss know about basketball? Head of basketball operations for the Lakers. For the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, all these people, everybody who worked for the Lakers are friend of the Lakers.
Everybody that works for the Cowboys is Jerry Jones' family member.
The GM.
Every single person.
Oh, I can't stand Rob Pelinka. You hired him because he's Kobe's agent. You hired him because he was a GM. You hired him because he was Kobe's agent. So enough of the nepotism with the Lakers, please. Luke Walton was the worst basketball player in the league for 5 years, getting finals minutes because he was Bill Walton's son and he was on the Lakers.
Come on, dog.
Cut it out, bro. Shout out Brownie.
All right, and that is what we call a storyline.
Yeah.
So what I do want to ask, excluding this one, as we go into the season, sports are narrative driven, but nothing is narrative driven like the NBA.
Yeah.
So going into this season, what do you think the best story or best narrative we have in each conference?
So I'll give you mine. So my favorite storyline in the West right now is kind of who's it gonna be. Who's it gonna be? Listen, I'm a Spurs. I'm gonna start here. Listen, hashtag Wemby leap. I'm throwing it out there. Listen, 17 shots. He missed a lot. That's a volume score. Listen, defense we here, volume score. Y'all don't want them shits to go in. Another person though. Slime free. Ja Morant home.
Hello.
Ja Morant home closing games.
Hello.
Putting niggas to sleep. But again, listen, Luka averaged 35. He got Clay. He got Kyrie. He got Derek Lively. Is it gonna be him? Mm-hmm. But don't forget, listen. Tyus Jones on the Suns, that's a good fit. Mm-hmm. What superstar in the West is going to take up that challenge? Because somebody going to have to play the Celtics. Is it going to be Jokic? Is it going to be, Steph got one more in him? Like, who is it going to, that is my storyline. It's like, the West is so disgusting right now.
It's disgusting.
Like last year, we was like, man, 1 through 8, you might be able to win the championship. I think not win the championship. 1 through 9 this year might have a chance to get to the finals.
No funny.
No, like that's how deep the West really is. Where we didn't know what to expect. I think because I said a lot. My one to watch is JJ Redick a good coach?
That's a good one.
Is JJ Redick a good coach?
That's a good one. My one in the West is similar to what you said, but it has to do with the younger guys. What young guy is going to take that leap to he's the guy? Yeah. He's LeBron. He's a Steph. He's a coach. Yeah. Who is going to take that leap? Because in the West, we got Vic, we got Luka, Shea, and Zion.
Booker.
And D-Book.
Yeah.
Which one of them 7 is going to take that leap for the next 4 or 5 years of we finna run this?
Yep.
Why I'm excluding Jokic for my Denver fans, why I'm excluding Jokic from that is because they got some retooling to do this year. That team is not championship worthy unless Jokic just goes Super Saiyan, which he is capable of doing.
Unless Jamal Murray's top 15.
Yes, and he's already proved he can do it, and his run is over, quote unquote. Right. So those 7 guys in the West, which one can come out on top, and does it look like, they got a run in them? Because right now it looks like the Celtics have a real run in them. Yeah. And so my story in the East is simply the New York Knicks. For the first time, I want to say since Melo was there, I really look at the Knicks as a contender. Yeah. And they was a fake contender when Melo was there because nobody was beating Bron.
Facts.
Who's finna beat Bron to do it? Like, okay, so now they're an actual contender. Why I say that is because them and Philly are the only 2 teams I think actually match up well with Philly. I mean, match up well with Boston, excuse me. They have the defenders to just switch everything like Boston does. Right. Where that series is gonna lie is how do you combat their 3-point shooting? Right. Because they're gonna shoot 45 to 63s a game. Yeah. If you're going to do that, you have to either say by game 5, 6, 7, they're not going to be able to get up that many because they're going to be exhausted because of how we play. Right. Or you're going to have to combat it. So I'm interested to see how the Knicks look as their first year of actually being serious contenders throughout the NBA and not just in New York.
Okay, my story in the East, it's more selective. Because I'll be honest, the story in the East is this nerd hoop going to win because it looks like Boston's unbeatable in the East. But my story in the East is actually a player. And listen, 30, I think he had 31, 11, and 8. Listen, LaMelo Ball is tough. 34, I'm sorry. Listen, that Hornets team quietly got a lot of players that are really taking steps. I'm not gonna mention Bridges because this is a family show, but Brandon Miller is very good, really good. Listen, him, LaMelo, Brandon Miller, and the reason I say that is because you mentioned being able to switch everything for Philadelphia. LaMelo Ball 6'9". Like if the Hornets are one piece away, if LaMelo is actually a star, Brandon Miller is going to be a star, and Bridges is a great role player. If they're one piece away, they are physically built to be a nightmare matchup. Like, they look like, to me, what OKC looked like last year. Where it's like, man.
I'm going to say the year before.
Yeah, the year before. Yeah,
when
the
they
year
were the 10th seed, but it was like.
It was, the year before Chet came back. Because I think Chet was their missing piece. So I think the Hornets are missing one. But they're looking like, man, a couple of these young niggas kind of crazy. Like,
I love that one. Yeah. I love that one. Because I was watching LaMelo like,
yeah, he's a tweaker. He's a tweaker. He's a lot better than people think just because, like, his name, he has so much hype coming in. But he's a way better shooter than people think. And he's a much better defender than people think just because his, like, stigma. Yeah. But, them ball boys play the game the right way.
They really
There's not a lot of people that see the floor better than
really
LaMelo.
do.
And speaking of, shout out Lonzo, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out Lonzo, bro.
I'm happy, bro. I'm happy for you, bro.
Let's go.
For real, for real. Lonzo was one of my. Yeah. You know, I'm a point guard guy. If y'all don't know that, I'm a point guard guy, but I'm not like the flashy point guard guy. I like to see guys control offenses. That's why, if you wonder why Steph Curry is my favorite player, because Kobe is my favorite athlete ever. Rest in peace to the king. But I went to Steph because I've always loved point guards. Chris Paul used to be my favorite player. I loved watching Rondo play with the Celtics. Yeah. I liked watching Steph because of how he controlled the game without the ball in his hands. I think it's so fascinating to me how he's able to do that. LaMelo and Lonzo have always been amazing point guards, but they do it similar to Steph, but just it looks different. They just get the ball out their hands, and it starts the offense so fast, but they're getting the ball out of their hands because they know the next pass is here. And it's hard to understand if you don't really play or watch basketball at a high level, but some point guards are so good, they see the play happening before it's happening. They know at this step from this angle, I give you the ball, him over there is going to go this way, and you're going to make that pass. I just don't have to make that pass.
What I see,
and they're both amazing.
What I see a lot of that now, and that's the thing. I don't know if LaMelo stole it from Lonzo or Lonzo stole it from their dad, or he's just cold like that. But now you see it where, shots to my WNBA fans, the Caitlin Clark. She does it probably the best I've seen just from an individual standpoint of the play started, I get the rebound, I look up, the play's over, but the other team doesn't know because I haven't passed the ball. Like, you'll see a 40-foot pass, and maybe the girl who catches it isn't laying it up because the next one is. And it's just a way to gather easy points. That's why I love Lonzo so much in Los Angeles, because he's one of those point guards where everything is just kind of gravy. He'll score a little bit, but it'll be hustle points, fast break, regular stuff. And everything else is getting right to good actions, getting right to open people. So I'm glad Lonzo's back, but definitely watching LaMelo this year.
Okay. And that kind of brings me to my next point, which you bringing up Charlotte. Our next question is, who is the surprise team in the NBA this year?
San Antonio for sure. Biased answer, San Antonio. Unbiased answer, San Antonio still. I definitely think we'll be in the play-in.
Okay. I like that pick. That's where I thought you were going to go. I have two in my mind. Both of them are kind of crazy.
Okay.
Not kind of crazy, but they're not the big. It's hard to find surprises in the NBA because
niggas don't say OKC.
I think OKC is good. Yeah. My surprise, and I don't want to say this because I'm trying to get away from talking about them for this year, for at least until I see they're good. But the Warriors.
Oh yeah.
That's like, and that's not. Oh my God, I love Steph Curry pick. That is, I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
But it just might work.
Yeah.
That team they go 12 deep, which means they have 2 or 3 guys they can afford to trade for a better player, a superstar-esque number 2 option player in a month and a half when they see who's going to really be in their rotation.
Right.
2, Steve Kerr looked at what the Celtics did and then what Denver did and said, we can either go fast and three-pointers or we can go big pick-and-roll defense. Well, I have Steph Curry at 36, and I just got Buddy Hill. So let's go fast and three-pointers.
Yep.
And the way they're going to play reminds me a lot of Indiana last year, how it just took everybody by surprise, how fast they were getting up the court and starting their offense at 21 seconds, 22 seconds.
Right.
the Warriors have that capability this year. I don't know if it's going to work because they're small. You're asking a lot of guys to take a leap. You need Kuminga to take a leap.
Facts.
You need Buddy Hield to have a better year than he's had in 3 years. You need BP to take a leap. You need Looney to take a leap. Trace Jackson Davis. Got to take a leap. So that's why it's a surprise for me, because if they are able to take these leaps, and Wiggins is shooting 40% from three, Paz is shooting 40% from three, DeAnthony Melton pans out how you thought so, Kuminga's at 20 a game, that team is going to be a top 5 team in the West. And when you get Steph Curry in the tournament, it ain't no telling what's going on.
That's what I'm saying.
So the Warriors are my surprise team in the West. In the East, my surprise team is going to go to the Hawks.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds kind of biased.
1,000%.
But I didn't forget how good Trae Young was at basketball.
Yeah.
That's not something I forgot. And what I saw last night was a team that was young and figured out their identity. We don't have 2-point guards anymore. We don't got to worry about a guy needing the ball in his hands to create. Trae is the offense. He's going to run it. And the last time they had a team where they built like that, they was in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Now, I'm not predicting that for either one of these teams. But if they came out and the Hawks were a 6 seed and really fighting to get to the second, third round, wouldn't surprise me.
Well, same
with the Warriors.
I 1,000% agree with the Hawks. And my thing is with the Hawks, they are just built better this year than they have been in a couple years with DeJounte, because not only Jalen Johnson is for sure going to take that leap, which goes into your sleeper point, but Dyson Daniels, a guy who's just great on-ball defense. They're surrounding Trae with long, athletic wing defenders and finishers. So they are built very scary for a lot of people, because Trae, like you said, I didn't forget how good Trae is. Like, Trae 30 and 12 was like, oh yeah, like regular day. Like, he could get a couple more shots than he usually hits, but like 26 and 12 out the bed. Like, they are really good. And the thing with Trae is he creates so much for everybody that you can afford to have people out there that don't want to create for themselves, because he's getting them so much gravy. So I really like the Hawks too.
All right. Now, next, kind of along the lines of surprise, who is the breakout star of this year?
Breakout star? Like into like MVP or like into All-Star?
No, not even into MVP, just like, okay, he might be really. He might, even if it's a number 2 breakout, like that guy.
Okay. Dang, that's a good one.
I'm going to go. Go first. I'm going to go with 2 people.
Okay.
And this isn't a more so breakout. This I will classify. It'll be a breakout, but I'll classify it as, all right, you are who we thought we were, and that's who you just brought up, Brandon Miller. Okay. Brandon Miller is going to have a hell of a year, and we're going to understand why he was drafted that high and why he might have should have went number 1.
Shout out.
No, was that the Vic draft?
No.
It was. Never mind. Number 2 then. But and then on the West, back to the Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga. Yeah. I don't know. But what I've seen, quick. He has worked on his jumper. His jumper's fallen. He has a creation bag to get to a mid-range. Right. It's not just a creation bag to get downhill, which it was the past 2 years, where it's like, I need one move and I'm just jumping to the hole.
I'm just going to jump as high as I can.
It's thoughts behind this. It's calculated. Behind his game now. You can tell he's thinking the game. You can tell he's thinking it, but it's also coming to him and everything is slowing down. Yeah. So I'm excited for Kuminga and Brandon Miller this year.
I'm going to stick with our Hawks. I'm going to say Jalen Johnson. I think Jalen Johnson is an all-star.
I like that.
I think he's all-star this year.
That's a bold pick. I like that. I agree. Jalen Johnson is a guy. Yeah. Jalen Johnson is one of them guys. I like that pick. Okay. Top 4 teams in the East and West. And before I clarify, these are not the playoff seedings. Right. This is at the end of the year. Who do you think the best 4 teams will be in the West? It don't matter if they the A seed. Like the Lakers were one of the best teams a couple years ago, and they were the A seed. So don't matter the seeding. Who are the 4 best teams by the end of the year?
I'm going to start out West because I think that'll probably be – well, it won't be the easiest, but OKC will be one of the – OKC for sure. Dallas. Memphis. That last one is tough. That last one is brutal. I'm going to say Denver.
Okay. I am going to go OKC, Minnesota. Okay.
I forgot all about Minnesota.
OKC, OKC, Minnesota, Memphis, and number 4. Mm-hmm. All right, full transparency. Let me tell you who I'm thinking of: Denver, Phoenix, Lakers, Dallas.
Listen. It took me a lot for me not to put the Lakers in there.
Them 4 teams are who I think is one of them. And right now, I am going to say the Lakers because I have the least amount of questions about them.
See,
I don't think they have the highest ceiling. Right. That's why I'm conflicted. Because I think the Mavericks have the highest ceiling out of that bunch I just named. The Nuggets have the best player. Yeah. And I think if the Suns come together, they have the best offense and a really high ceiling as well. I just don't know. So right now, I'm going to say the Lakers just because I know exactly what I'm getting out of their 2 best players. And I, from game 1, already think JJ is going to be
it's crazy.
A major upgrade.
See, that's the thing.
So I'm going Memphis, Minnesota, OKC, LA.
It's crazy. I almost had LA, but for the completely opposite reason in a way. I don't, and that's why I think JJ Redick is the person I'm watching the most right now. Because I don't know what this Lakers team ceiling is. If JJ Redick interview was like, y'all got the best big in the league and y'all not using him right. Because that's what I saw the first game. The first game I saw was JJ Redick saying, this is probably the best big in the league and we're not using him right. And it was a easy 30 for 80. Like, if the Lakers' new identity is Anthony Davis is our best player, everything Braun do is gravy, I think they are a much scarier team than they were last year, where it was like, yeah, Darvin Ham's here, LeBron's still kind of controlling the offense, and, we'll figure it out. But with it's crazy, because this is one of our things. If AD's locked in, if JJ Redick is going to force AD to always be locked in, because I think that was the biggest disconnect with Darvin Ham was like AD came and go as he went because the offense wasn't AD every night. Mm-hmm. If the offense every night is going to be AD and LeBron is going to be able to be our second best player, I don't know if it's a lot of second best players better than LeBron in the West.
Is there one?
I don't think. I don't know.
Is there one?
Like, maybe D Book. Like, maybe.
That would be good.
But and even if D Book is a better player, LeBron is still going to control so much more. Like, I think the Lakers' ceiling, we haven't hit it yet because if they're going to play like, it feels like Christian McCaffrey getting to the 49ers. It's like, yeah, he's a great player and we've seen him be great, but what does it look like when he's going to get 12 points of gravy too? Whether it's not like he got to lock in and create 25.
And I will also point out to the locked in point that when you are the defensive guy that Anthony Davis is, not touching the ball for 7-8 possessions gets you disengaged. Yeah. When I'm down here blocking every shot and doing shit you can't even see on TV. Like, he didn't shoot that layup because I'm over here and you can't tell. I don't get no stat for it, but that was because of me. And I know this is going on and you won't give me the pill. Yeah. I'm going to get disengaged. So I'm not putting all that out on AD. I'm putting a lot of that on Darvin Ham and not making sure, like you said, JJ's finna do, this offense is ran through AD. Yeah. So I agree with that. I agree with that point. I like how you kind of flipped it. And, one more thing about the Lakers. JJ is going to make them detail-oriented, which I don't think the Lakers have been for the past 2 years. They're going to be very detail-oriented, and like you said, their roster there's no roster in the NBA that's like, perfect. Good God, what do we do? Right. There's holes in everybody's roster. The best roster is the Celtics, especially since they kept that core together, but everybody has something, a hole or something you can exploit. Right. But the Lakers, what makes them so dangerous is still, in year 21, he is one of the 3. And the other guys in year 16 with Steph. And then the other guys the best player in the league with Jokic. Those 3 guys I trust more at the end of the game than anybody. Still. I trust Braun to get the best shot possible every possession for the last 6 minutes of the game. And when I have that on my team, and then I have an AD that's been an offensive focal point the entire year, so he's used to these moments now and understands what they need out of him in these moments, that's scary, bro. That's scary.
And this is where I thought you were going to go to, like, in the league right now, and I hate that I praise him, but in the league right now, there's maybe 3 people I think to run a game. It's LeBron, Jokic, and Chris Paul. Chris Paul's year 20. Yes. Jokic is the center. LeBron, what makes the Lakers ceiling so scary to me is they go down 0-1 to OKC. They not big enough. They can roll out a lineup. Everybody's 6'8" up. Yep. LeBron play PG and lose nothing. and lose nothing. And the difference is when they tried to go big with Darvin Ham, the offense stalled because LeBron's got to play PG and LeBron. If you spend all year running the offense through AD and LeBron got to go play PG, the offense stays the same. You're just bigger. You're just more dynamic. You're just stronger. So I think the ceiling for the Lakers is terrifying.
But I want to add one more person to that controller game. That boy 12 out of Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
He is a really, really good player.
Hell yeah.
And I want to stress the point guard aspect of Ja Morant's game real quick before we jump out of here to jump over to the East. Ja Morant is the high flyer, the amazing acrobat. We understand that. But what makes him so different from the Russell Westbrook and Derrick Roses, et cetera, he really controls the game from every aspect.
Yep.
I watched the Memphis game, their opening night game against Utah. When he came in that fourth quarter, he played most of the fourth, got a break, and then came back in at 4 minutes.
Yeah.
At 4 minutes, every possession, they got a good shot.
Right.
And it was because of him.
Yep.
Every single possession, except one, because they got too late in the shot clock. But he really understands his teammates' tendencies. He understands what he's good at. He knows how to get exactly to where he wants. He knows how to manipulate matchups. Ja is an amazing point guard and someone you really are going to trust to run a game. I don't know. You said run a full game. Don't know if he has the mental stamina to do it for a full game, but I know in that fourth quarter, and he's scary in the fourth quarter. He's super scary.
Yeah.
So to the East, top 4 teams in the East by the end of the year. This is easy for me. Philly, New York, Boston, and instead of Milwaukee, I went with Indiana.
I'm gonna go Boston. I hate them. Philly. I'm going to say the Hawks because I think the Hawks are going to be in the second round. And I do this every year. Every year, I'm like, you know what? I was a year late. Every year, I'm like, you know what? I was a year early. I'm going to say the Cavs. I think the Cavs will be a top 4 seed again. I think they'll be in the second round.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. I think
they flying under the radar.
I think they are. Listen, got your coach fired. Listen, there's a lot of contract stuff. But everybody got their bag. Donovan Mitchell is confirmed here now. I think the looming, well, what if Donovan Mitchell leaves, is a lot of weight to have on that team. And now that he's confirmed, I think everyone is resigned in this gotta work.
So here's the first 2 obviously are given.
Yeah.
The Hawks, I love risk.
Yeah.
We're doing entertainment.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah. I said Trae Young was winning the MVP last year.
Come on, man. Number 4, your Cavs pick.
Yeah.
Why I have an issue with them is because I don't, and this isn't something they can fix. Don't get me wrong. This wasn't like they could have fixed this in the offseason.
Yeah.
But I think everybody, similar to how we talked about receivers moving down the depth chart, I think everybody is a step too high in the depth chart. I think Donovan Mitchell is a number 2 option. Okay. As we said about Dame his whole year, he's going to be amazing and effective as a number 1. But when he sees the guys, the New York, who is built as a complete team, the Bostons, who just are the Celtics, and then Philly and Giannis, he's never going to be the best player on the court with those teams.
That Chrysler like a phantom.
Hello. So that is, he's going to give you 27. Yeah. He's going to give you 28. But his 32 is going to come on 10 of 28.
Right.
And Tatum's is going to come on 9 of 18. And that's the difference. And Darius Garland is a number 3 option.
Right.
Evan Mobley is a number 4 and a defensive guy who can score when he's needed. So everybody's just asking to do a little bit more than they're capable of to win a championship. And that's why I have reserves about Cleveland.
Let me listen, while we're doing the top 4, because the East is boring, the Celtics going to win it, basketball sucks, da-da-da. Let me throw this out there, just because, you know, we throw trades out there every once in a while. Fam, what is it going to take to get Darius Garland in Minnesota? Fam, would it take Julius Randle? Would it take Julius Randle to get Darius Garland to Minnesota?
Man.
Because the way these teams are constructed right now, they both know that's not how it's going to end up. Those teams, how they are today, are not going to be the final roster for the end of the year. Either Darius Garland got to go, or one of them bigs got to go. Somebody's out of place, and they need help too. Minnesota at the same time. Listen, Rob didn't play his first game. He may be a different type of player than an every night point guard. So I'd love to see that phone call happen.
So now that you say that they are not going to be constructed like this at the end of the year, do you want to change that fourth pick, or do you still?
No,
have
I think they make a trade. No, I think they make a trade.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they make a trade halfway through the year, like similar to the Mavs, where they listen. We signed Donovan. Everybody got their bag. Listen, roll it out. We gonna try to figure it out.
Okay.
We get to the All-Star break. If things aren't shaking, somebody goes.
Let's move the shake. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I think that was it. Okay, let's do the
finals
TikToks. Yeah, just to get.
Okay,
let's do that. So, Eastern Conference Finals this year. Who do you have?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Celtics and the Knicks, man. It's gonna be the Celtics and the Knicks, dog.
Agree.
Listen, RFP Mikal Bridges jump shot. Shout out to you for changing it mid game. I love seeing shit like that.
Yeah, bro. Fuck you, Trey.
Yeah, go back to your shit, bro.
I completely agree, though. Celtics, Knicks will be the Eastern Conference Finals. Whether you can run from it, you can hide from it, but it's gonna happen. Out west, Western Conference Finals. This is hard.
Niggas gonna like this. The hood gonna like this. Suns OKC.
Okay.
KD going home.
Okay. I like that one. I like that one.
KD going home to OKC, put the kids to bed one last time.
I'm going to young nigga matchup. I'm gonna say the old guys get out early. Okay. I'm going to young nigga matchup, and I'm going SGA versus Ja. OKC versus Memphis, Western Conference Finals.
Aura for aura. I like it.
You feel me? And then finals pick. I think we had the same finals pick.
I'm gonna go OKC Celtics.
OKC Celtics is my finals pick, and I have the Celtics repeating. Jason Tatum getting finals MVP, and dynasty in the making. A dynasty in the making, if I say so.
Listen, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to stand on it. If OKC play the Celtics, they're going to win this year. The OKC, to me,
keep that in the vault.
OKC looks like, and I really hope they do. I hope this finals matchup comes in, because it's going to be a really great take in 6 months when they're playing them in the finals. OKC is built like a better Celtics to me. I think Chet is a better Porzingis. I think Alex Caruso and Lou Dort are younger versions of Jrue Holiday. But I think SGA and J. Will are better together than Tatum and Brown. I think SGA is better than Tatum. I think Jaylen Brown might be better than Jalen Williams. But I think SGA will be a better player at the end of the year than Jason Tatum.
Okay, let me combat that, because I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying, but I think we have to take into account the NBA and what experience means.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So 2 years ago, 10 seed, losing the play and get a little taste of that playoffs.
Yeah.
Last year, number 1 seed, losing the second round, get a little taste of that playoffs.
A little closer.
This year, we get all the way there. And why I think they're able to get all the way there and they don't have to go through the Western Conference Finals is because last year I saw SGA was ready.
Yeah.
When your best player is ready, you'll be out.
SGA's ready.
SGA's ready. Yeah. So that's why I'm picking them to go to the finals. But when they get to the finals, he hasn't seen that. He ain't felt them lights yet. He ain't felt that pressure yet. He ain't felt the real pressure of the whole world watching you. And you feeling it because when you usually walk out for media, it's 12 niggas out here. When you walk out this time, it's 60 niggas asking you questions.
Yep.
It's every reporter, ESPN out here, the lights they put an extra light in the stadium. Why the bright?
You've been doing intros for 20 minutes. They've been doing player intros for 25 minutes.
Feel me?
They shouting out niggas who not even playing.
YouTube TV been on the court in 7 different locations. Right. Like, this shit is a big deal. When you walk out there and you notice your eyes getting your guys' eyes is getting a little bright. Like how Manti Te'o talked about last week. Alabama walked past him for the championship. He was like, damn, we losing this game. I can tell how they looking.
It's like shit.
You feel me? Jay Will looking like, God damn. Yeah. Chet looking like, oh my God.
Yep.
So when you feel that from your guys, and then on the flip side, Celtics don't been there. Yep. They mad. Jason Tatum got the sympathy tour with the
right.
I didn't play in the Olympics.
I didn't play in the
Oh my God, Olympics. Kevin Durant played over me. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sad.
He mad about that D-Book shit. He mad about that D-Book.
Yeah, that D-Book shit got him pissed. Jaylen Brown didn't even make the team. Yeah. Like, they mad over there. Yeah. Then they got the arrogance of I don't done this before. Yeah. We don't got here shooting 9 million threes this year. So with all of that, I don't know if OKC gonna be able to get over the hump this year.
This is why it's crazy. We be right here, but I look at it like I'm looking at it the other way. It's like the beginning of Endgame. He's like, yo, I got some experience here. Like, if you consider failure experience, like, of course they just won the championship. I don't mean the Celtics as a whole, but just specifically Jason Tatum, it's some shit going on in the finals. If he had played well, even if he had finished the finals well, like if he even got out the funk, that'd be one thing. But it's something going on with Tatum in the finals because it's been 2 finals now. He's been in his own head. So while we don't know if Shea will be in his own head, but I feel like it's more likely that Tatum can be in his own head because I've seen it before as opposed to Shea. And I think an underrated part of that team is going to be Alex Caruso.
Okay.
I think having someone who played with Bron, won a championship, played on playoff teams just on that Lakers team alone, Dwight, Rondo, LeBron, and where Shea came from. Because Shea, mentored by Chris Paul, then he goes to OKC, and he still has all these mentors still. Like, I think Shea, like you said, I think Shea is ready. And I think a lot of teams, when they win their first one, I think a little of it kind of got to be, you don't know how hard it is yet. I think we see that with a lot of teams where it's like, we didn't know how hard it was, and that's why it's way harder to repeat.
Okay. All right, so let me, because I agree with some of it, but there's one thing I disagree with. I agree with if one of them folds, it'll be Tatum before it's Shea.
Yeah.
I agree with Alex Caruso is going to help this team tremendously.
Yeah.
Doing the little, like he essentially replaced Josh Giddey with Alex Caruso. That is amazing. Yeah. He's going to help them tremendously. Yeah. What I disagree with, though, are not even disagree, but I'm hesitant to believe that Jason Tatum will fold this finals because he won one.
That's fair.
I think part of the tummy ache before the game.
That nigga went on wax. I'm nervous. That nigga went on wax. Like, I don't really feel like
part of that is he hasn't won one. With the stress of him winning out, and what I do think we haven't spoke about, which I actually just posted, go check out our socials, subscribe. I think he'll be in the MVP conversation, and you do too this year. Yeah. And I think with the way he's going to play in the regular season and him being in that MVP conversation and getting the narrative behind him, the validation, because you said this. You said this at the beginning of the finals last year. And you said Jason Tatum is going to start the MVP race ahead of everybody. Yep. And I'll add Shea next to him. Him and Shea start the MVP race ahead of everybody. Shea, because he should have won it last year. Yep. And Tatum, because 27, 8, and 5. Number 1 seed, 60-something wins in the finals. Yep. That gets you MVP every year. Yeah. So we're going. You said that. You was like, that gets you MVP every year. That used to be enough.
Listen, that's an MVP year.
Every other year, that used to be enough to do the MVP.
Hey, we gonna date ourselves back in my day. Listen, 06.
That was undisputed. Damn near unanimous. So looking at it like that, it's like he going to start ahead. He going to have the narrative behind him. He going to have the momentum behind him because the Celtics going to win another 55, 60 games. He going to come into the playoff as a favorite. And I think all of that is going to ease him. And in the finals, he'll be okay. Yeah. That is my response to him.
Yeah. I love this take. This is going to be a great take to come back to for sure. Because for all those reasons, I think to game 1, he's going to be sweating bullets. I think game 1, he'll be like, man. Listen, we won last year. Niggas ain't give me no credit because I played shit. I gotta play good. Like, he could be like, man, I won last year. These niggas wouldn't start me in the Olympics. I gotta go for 40 tonight. You get out there, it's Alex Caruso and Lou Dort taking turns guarding you. Like, that is my thing. I think that Thunder defense might be the best defense in the league next year. Well, this year. I think that'll be the best defense in the league.
I think it's between them and Boston.
Exactly.
I think it's between them.
And I think, and I don't, and I, listen, it's very clear. Shout out to the niggas or Boston fans listening. I don't like Boston. It's very clear for sure. But with that being said, there is a little like, we a dynasty. It's a little, niggas really feeling themselves right now. And I know it feels like, this team is going to win 6 of the next 7 rings. But remember, thought that about Denver too. Mm-hmm. Thought that about the Lakers with AD.
I did.
Listen, it feel like that in October. Come around April, and that's why I think that finals would be so interesting because it could turn so quickly. Like if Shea were to win, like if our picks are correct, and Shea wins the championship, he could be the best player in the world.
Yes, sir.
He could call himself that in them little Instagram raps.
That would probably be.
Yeah, he could be like two's not two no more, some shit like that. Like,
all right, before we get out of here, well, not get out of here. I don't know why I said that. Before we switch genres,
yeah,
my top 5 MVP candidates.
Oh yeah,
for the NBA season. At number 5, I have Luka. I'm not sure about the Mavs, and that's the only reason Luka is so low. Number 4, it's Jason Tatum. We just explained why. Narrative, think he's going to be right around 28, 29 a game.
Yep.
Number 3, the face of the NBA, the young face of the NBA, and motherfucking Atlanta's own, Anthony Edwards. Self-explanatory. Y'all see that nigga play basketball. And something quiet is kept about Minnesota. Him shooting 8, 9, 10, 11 threes a game, he's going to be around 30-something a game if he's doing that.
Hell yeah.
And it's shooting at an efficient clip, obviously. Number 2, 12. I am expecting a really big year from Ja. Yep. I'm expecting a very big year from Ja, and if he delivers on what I am expecting him to do, which is around 28 and 11, he's going to be right there. Yeah. But as I've been talking about all the show, SGA, it's his award to lose. Yeah. I strongly believe that. Shea is going to be around 31, 32, and 8 this year and a number 1 seed. Yeah. I don't know how you do that back-to-back years and don't win the MVP.
Facts.
So I am expecting Shea to run away with the MVP this year.
So for me, first, I got Luka at – well, actually, I'll go 5-1, even though I just spoiled it. 5, I got Jason Tatum. I think he'll have a strikingly similar year where I think he'll be really good. The Celtics will be really good, but they play nerd hoop. He won't get a bunch of credit for it. I think they'll be 1 seed in the East for sure, but – I think, like we started off to saying, it's so narrative driven. Especially with the numbers niggas are putting up today, you need to have a reason to be MVP. And I don't know if winning 60 games will do it. Like if he wins 70 games, like some people saying they'll do, he'll win the MVP. But if they just win 65 games, get the first seed, they kind of cruise control through the regular season and just mow everybody down, I don't think he'll end up winning MVP. 4, I got Ja Morant. I think they'll be a top 3, 4 seed in the West. I don't think his seeding will be as high to overcome some of the numbers for the people that'll be ahead of him. But I think he's going to play great. And it's really hard to win the award as a point guard if you're not going to win the scoring title. Mm-hmm. So I think that is what will probably stop him from doing it. 3, I got Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis is going to be
I love that pick.
29, 10, 4 defensive player of the year. Like, I think we are in either the best season AD career or he's going to get hurt soon. Like, they are going to run the tread off of him. I really think that was JJ Redick's like, yo, y'all are doing this wrong. I think that's what he's came to fix. Second, haven't mentioned him much. Greek Freak. This nigga that care about his numbers. Nigga that care about his team, and somebody has something to prove. Every time they talk to Giannis, he like, man, they might trade me. Man, I might leave. Like, yeah, it's been a while, Giannis. It's been 3-4 years, Giannis. That one ring looking lowly, Giannis. The Bucks won the championship. She was like, yeah, he gonna win 3 of the next 4. Like, we had high expectations. So, and 1, of course, I got Luka Doncic. I think Luka will be 34, 12, 10, just like even if he's less than he was last year, which was the best individual stat season, like points, rebounds, assists we've ever seen. But I think I think this is the year he'll probably win MVP.
I am worried. Who did you say before? Greek monitor.
Yeah.
We got to monitor that Greek situation. If the Bucks are a second round exit or worse, Giannis will not be there next year. Stamp that right now.
Yeah, he's a Spur.
Bucks are a second round exit or worse. Yeah. Giannis will not be on that team anymore. And even worse, if something happens before the trade deadline and they look bad, Dame starts looking like he's slowing down. Chris Middleton still ain't back from the knee injury. Yeah. Won't surprise me if they trade him because you would rather get a bunch of assets for Giannis than him leave for nothing. Yeah. And then number 2, again, I don't know if the Mavericks are going to be what they were last year because they replaced a defensive player in Derrick Jones Jr. and a guy that cannot play defense in Klay Thompson. Now, I know that you guys are going to talk about, well, Klay Thompson can shoot and Derrick Jones Jr. can't really shoot. Yeah. Klay Thompson can't really shoot that well either, and I don't know if you guys paid attention to him play basketball. Now, Klay Thompson is similar to who he has been throughout since he came back from the torn Achilles, and if you get that version of Klay Thompson, then I don't think you get better.
Hey, listen,
that's my point.
Listen, I can't. Hey, you was in the chat. Niggas call me all types of names. He be hating. Klay gonna be. Listen, niggas told me Klay was gonna be. Was it 15 a game? Yeah, listen, Clay just had the best. Clay just had one of the 10 best games he gonna have all season. He had like 22. Like it was a man. Clay got it cooking. He got 12 points. Like, listen, I don't know why don't nobody want to say it, and I can't believe we didn't bring this up when we was talking about the Warriors. But it is a like tangible thing. Oh yeah, you was a problem.
Yes.
You were a problem in the locker room. There's no reason Steph, Steve Kerr, the GM, the ball boy, the water boy is like, thank God we don't got to deal with no fucking torn Achilles egos. Like, yes, bro, that's been a problem. And, game one, listen, niggas hit you saw Clay. Listen, I watched Clay play a whole season on you know what's pissing me off? Just a crazy tangent. Niggas are like, Reggie Miller's like, yeah, he's getting open looks he's never seen before. Stop it. Stop it right now. Klay Thompson trafficked in open looks his entire career. The offense was him just running around shooting. He is not. He's been open. Listen, there's a reason his last game in Golden State was 0 for 10. It's because he doesn't know when to not shoot. And when you're on a team like the Mavs, when Kyrie get going, Luka get going, you might go a couple minutes without touching that.
And that was my next point.
You might go a couple minutes without touching that pill. Like,
that was my next point. Was we're hearing a lot of Steph, and this has been since the start of media day. We're hearing a lot of no egos. His team loves each other. Yeah. Where the vibes are better than they have been in 2 or 3 years. All of the things that they were saying about that 22 team. Draymond was like, the last time we had a training camp, the last time we had a team built like this, y'all know what we did.
Yeah.
I hear that, and I hear that Clay was a problem in that locker room. Draymond punched somebody in the face.
Yeah.
And they talking about, we had an ego problem.
Yeah.
And it obviously wasn't him. He's still there.
Right.
So my question is, what happens when Clay has a bad shooting streak and he's not in the Warriors uniform no more, so nobody got no obligation to play him no more because you didn't win 4 championships here. And Jason Kidd sit his ass on the bench for 8 minutes in the fourth quarter and don't let him play. What happens then? What does that do to the locker room then? What does that do to Clay then? And if Clay isn't capable of – and this is why I'm so hell-bent on saying this about the Mavs. If Clay is not good, the Mavericks can't win.
Yeah.
Like they're relying on Clay being a third option. They do not have a reliable third option if Clay is there. Can they win a first-round playoff series off Luka and Kyrie?
For sure.
Of course. But as we get to the OKCs and the Lakers and et cetera, that's not happening if Clay is not at 15, 16, 17 a game, 40% from three and playing defense, which I don't know if we're going to get a full season of that and him stay with the proper attitude the whole time.
And that's you mentioned the attitude. This is what I love about Luka. And you can love it, you can hate it. But listen, Luka not gonna hide it from you. Last night it was good vibes. Luka went in before. Luka turned around before it went in. He knew it was good. Listen, game 3 of that road trip, Luka get doubled. He swing it to you and you miss. Trust the camera's pointing to Luka. He gonna give you one of them Aaron Rodgers. Fuck, like he gonna get Clay, you 0 for 6, Clay, and like this is what be making me so mad because you took the pay cut to leave. Okay, you took the pay cut to leave. Okay, it's a little catty, cool. You don't want to. You took less to go play there. The difference is, like Daniel said, Clay has he has never played for anyone but the Warriors. So all them terrible shots you spent last year shooting in Dallas, he'll tell you stop because you don't got that green light in Dallas. You ain't win 4 rings here. You ain't do none of that shit here. All that shit you left in Golden State. So when you're 1 for 4 running with the second unit, and instead of running the play, you take a 30-footer leaning left, J.K. might call that timeout. J.K. might call that time. And the reason I mention that, because I've seen you do it. I've seen you do it. He's never played on a team where, man, I really shouldn't take the shot. And now he's in that position. So we'll see what happens with Clay for sure. But I think any success the Mavs have come end of season will be in spite of Clay.
And my point is, I don't think they can have any success in spite of him. So that's why I'm so confused. That's why I'm so confused on what to do because it's Luka, my nigga. Like he's a top 3 player in the world. Like it's hard not to say they're gonna beat her. He
is 07 Bron era. They got the corpse of Shaq out there, Ben Wallace corpse. Like get some old superstars, you know.
And then, okay, excellent basketball segment that will be posted. I want to jump into music for a quick second, and then we'll jump into football and end with that. First, I want to start with a little question I came up with this morning when I was listening to Meg's Deluxe. She dropped the Deluxe to her subtitle album.
Deluxe was tough too.
Yes, it's a quick listen because it's essentially just like 9 freestyles and then 3 songs. Freestyles are crazy. Meg is an excellent pure rapper, pure lyricist. Yeah, and that got me thinking because I'm looking at the girls. Hold on, I have them written down here. I don't want to forget nobody because I love them. I have the girls and who I'm thinking of when I say the girls in this new class of girls, Nicki and Cardi are out of here, and I'm talking about them.
Right.
Meg, Lotto, Flo Milli, Doja, Sexy Red, and Glow.
Right.
Those 6 women are the new crop of female rappers and kind of taking over as the biggest rappers in the game as far as the next level. Like, we know Drake, Cole, they're out of here. That doesn't matter. I'm talking about, like, the guys that are actually actively rappers. They're kind of the biggest. I would add maybe Baby and Travis are probably the biggest, and Cardi. But they're right behind them. Yeah. And in this rap, there's competition. Right. I don't care what y'all say. Wayne has said it. Hov has said it. Nas has said it. Drake this is competition. This is sport. Mm-hmm. They all girly. Oh, this is my best bitch. Yeah. I love her.
Lotto too. I throw Lotto in there.
We love each other. We posting pictures. We doing songs with each other. Mm-hmm. Eventually.
Yeah, somebody's going to get it shaking.
Somebody going to get that motherfucker shaking.
Yeah.
Somebody going to walk out that bitch and say, I'm the best.
Yep.
These new school bitches is cool, but I'm the best.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be Lotto, if it's going to be Meg, if it's going to be one of them going to say it. Yeah. Can't none of these rap bitches fuck with me. Mm-hmm. So that brings me to the question, Ish. Yeah. This year we have spoken about Drake and Kendrick and Future and Cole and what they have meant this past decade. Yeah. If you had to predict who the big 3 of the new school of female rappers is for the next decade, what 3 are you going with?
If Doja counts in there, it's Doja, Meg, and Doechii.
I forgot Doechii. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if Doja counts in there, because Doja, she's in the new crop of girls, but she kind of like, I don't want to say she's above where they are, but Doja Doja got some nuts hits. Like a Doja set 2 hours. Like a Doja set not gonna have many remixes in it. Like she got some joints to hit. Yeah. So I would have Doja in there if she's in there, but it's gonna be Doja, Meg, and Doechii. I think that'll be the big 3. If we were to, just to expound on the question, if I would like to see any of them get it shaken, it's probably Doechii.
Okay.
It's probably Doechii. Like,
I think if I want somebody to get it shaken, I want Lotto to do it. I want Lotto to do it if it's going to get shaken. Yeah. But I like the Doechii answer.
Because I think, the reason I say it, because I think Doechii would go first.
Okay.
I think Doechii would go. Like, I could see her setting it off, like, type shit. Like, none of these rap bitches, like, I don't want to, like, just take it to Kendrick, but, like, because she's CD, but, like, a control type verse from any of these women, I would see from Doechii first.
That's what you're speaking of.
Yeah, because she is not connected to the rest of the girls the way they are.
I agree.
And she has kind of her brand is kind of one of one right now. She's not really someone else in her lane per se. So I could see her like, I don't need none of these. These rappers can't fuck. I don't need none of them features. Like, yeah.
I have 2 of your 3. Okay. And honestly, I cheated off your test. Doja and Doechii are my 2.
Yeah.
At number 3, I got Lotto. And I'm going to explain that. So Doja, I think we have both agreed, as you said, she has already kind of taken that step. Right. It would take an extreme fall off with this next album she just said she's finna drop to move her from that top spot in this category.
I hate that she's a white nationalist. My fault. We just don't talk about those Boy here a lot.
She was in the racial chat showing feet.
Is
one of the greatest tweets ever. Bro. Shout out to Nori.
They was like, she probably just don't know who he is. They've been dating for 2 weeks. Like she probably just doesn't know that he dating Charlie Kirk or some shit. Like best rap girl. She dating Ben Shapiro.
Okay, but could you imagine if like Nicki Minaj was dating Sean Hannity? Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, oh yeah, Ted Cruz and Doja Cat at dinner. Like, what do you mean? Okay.
So Doja's out of here one way or another. And two, at Doechii, if you haven't listened to Alligator Bites Never Heal, please stop right. Well, don't stop right now. Subscribe if you want to stop. And then after you're done listening to this or watching this, go listen to Alligator Bites Never Heal by Doechii, and you will completely understand why me and Ish have her in this top 3 already, because we're predicting the decade. This is
looking forward.
This next 14 months is going to determine what happens. Yeah. And so I'm looking at the top of 2026 to the end of the decade.
Listen, because only one. Listen, there's gonna be one girl on that Kendrick album, and I can tell you who it is right now.
Hello,
I can tell you who it's gonna be right now, nigga.
And again, part of why I have Doechii is because of the label that I know is behind her and what they're capable of doing with stars, a la SZA, a la Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
Schoolboy Q. Number 3, I put Lotto here because as I listen to Meg, I like her music. I think she's a really good rapper.
Yeah.
But I don't think Megan has made the proper progressions as an artist that needs to be made to say you're going to be in a big 3.
Right.
When I'm looking at Kendrick, Drake, and Cole, what separated them from the cream of the crop and why we didn't have Future in that conversation until a couple of years ago or last year was because they were so versatile as artists.
Right.
Drake, we know. Kendrick, we know. And Cole, although he wasn't as versatile as the other ones, when he got on features, he was able to conform to whatever that song was.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he was far and away, until this year, the best rapper and the most willing rapper of the 3. Right. Now, you can argue if he was actually a better rapper than Kendrick, but his verses were more rapidy rap and of the essence of what rap is than Kendrick was. Like, you had to go find why Kendrick really understand rap and artistry to understand what Kendrick was rapping about to be like, oh, shit, he's Cole. But Cole, it made it easy for you. And I think that is the part of being a good rapper is making your raps complex but digestible. Right. And he does an amazing job at that.
That's a fact. I like that.
Back to Meg. I think Meg, again, is a really good rapper, but I don't think she has taken the progression in her songs that you need to take to be in this conversation. Yeah. Her songs still sound the same as when she first came out. Yeah. It's still the same flow. It's still the same delivery. It's still the same type beat, still the same cadence. And then when she does get on the hook and do the little song singing thing, it's the same flow in that as well.
Right.
Where I think she needs to make an adjustment is one, get some team around you, get some real artists around you, go to a boot camp, you got Beyonce's number, talk to her about it, and then 2, I don't know if you remember this. This is going to date us last year. This is going to date us a long time. Yeah. This is hilarious. When we were talking about the Carter 5 coming out.
Jesus Christ.
When we were talking about the Carter 5 coming out, you was asking me, am I worried about it?
Yeah.
Am I worried about Wayne, blah, blah, blah? And I said, nah. Because what I know about Wayne is he doesn't always do hooks, but when he does them, they're amazing. And if he doesn't do a hook, he's going to let somebody else do it, or he's going to take a sample and turn it into a hook. Right. I think Megan needs to take a page out of that book, and her songs would sound, because you get credit if it's your song. Fact. So if you have Doechii during the hook and your verses are insane, you get credit for that being an amazing song. So I think she needs to take accountability and humble herself and say, maybe I need to get help with the artistry part of my music, continue to deliver the verses how I'm delivering them, because there's nothing wrong with that, but let me get some help in here with writing these hooks. Let me get some help in here with forming these songs together. And because I'm not sure if she's going to do that, and Lotto, I think, is on par with her as a rapper and makes better songs than her, I have to put her in that 3rd spot.
Let me put this out there. Because we're projecting the next 10 years. This is kind of a, hip hop head segment just for our, because this is what we do here for sure. Let me pose a hypothetical for you. You know what? Not even hypothetical. Let me propose this. And Rock Nation, listen, like we said, we've given out a lot of ideas up here. If you use it, listen, you can use it. Just hit me, break me off a little something. I don't need no equity or nothing.
Just give us some marketing dollars.
Yeah, oh God, just throw me a little cheese,
Shit.
But let me ask you this, because we talked about, was it with Ariana or Charlene? I can't remember. Why it's no female rap groups anymore, just rap groups in general. I would love to see, and y'all don't gotta stay together. Y'all don't gotta be together forever. Y'all don't gotta be Destiny's Child Part 2. Meg in a group with Glorilla or Lotto, or like if 2 or 3 of the younger female acts, rappers right now, decided to become a group, or whether it's just be for an album or two, like a collab album, like Watch Your Throne, or like how Drake and 21 did, or Future, because I feel like each one of them kind of have just one thing they do super well, but they could be improved on somewhat. I think Glorilla making crazy hooks, crazy flows, setting the tone. Meg, bars maybe doesn't have to, like if Glorilla, Meg, and Lotto were in a group, and they all, instead of having to cover up their weaknesses, could all play to their strengths, I think they'd be much bigger artists, and their catalog would be so impressive because now you're just being able to show off your talent.
You're completely right. 10-song album, Meg and Glorilla changes both of their careers.
Easy.
And collab albums, I'm going to assume, are harder to do younger in your career due to the labels. But Meg is the new age independent, which is I'm on my own, but I have a distribution deal and people giving me money, so I still have a quota to meet, so I'm not completely independent.
Right.
Glow is actually with CMG.
Right.
I don't know if that can come together business-wise, but hypothetically, you are spot on. Yeah. And I would add to that, they need to create that album in a room together. Because
I mean like together type.
Them being together and being able to pull from each other would be able to really, really change both of their career trajectories. Because as much as I love Glow, I think her flow is a little, can get annoying. It's a word, it's probably not the greatest word to use, but it can get a little annoying.
It's weathering.
Yeah, great word. Whereas Meg's flow is easy.
Right.
It's a normal rap flow. It's a regular classic rap flow. I think she can learn that from Meg. Yeah. And as you just said already, the hooks she can learn from Glow. That's amazing. I'm telling you, amazing.
Listen, Meg, Lotto, Glorilla, get in the room, call it Southern Hospitality.
Come on now. Come on now. You cooking, dog.
Yeah, keep all that. I just need a little bread on the top. Like,
all right. 2 more business in the news. Actually, I just want to shout out Rod Wave real quick. Yeah. Crazy album. 125. Again, You the Great. Another sold out arena tour. Shout out Rod Wave. Staying in your own lane, doing what you do, not changing your sound to try to conform and all of that shit.
Yeah, fuck them niggas. Listen, if they wanted to listen to you, they would. Don't change nothing for them.
Yes. And then we have Tyler.
Yeah, big dog.
Monday.
Big dog.
One more. I forgot another album. Big X the Plug. Big X the Plug dropped a crazy album. I fuck with Big X the Plug. He got me on the back of my bullshit. Got me. I said this flow. I really like Houston rappers. I've never spoke about that on the show, but I love Houston's rap scene. I love Pimp.
Man.
We got breaking news.
Yeah, I don't want to say it though.
Okay.
Nobody died or anything, but like they said they caught Dirk trying to flee the country. They said they grabbed Dirk on a plane. Oh man, Dirk! Listen, listen. We will reserve our comments for the time, but
moment of silence. All right, Big X the Plug. Great album. Yep. No skips. I love Houston's rap culture, so I love Big X the Plug's beat selection and flow. Yeah. Pimp C is one of my favorite rappers ever. I don't know if no one knows that about me, but Pimp C and Bun B are one of them, and UGK are some of my favorite music flows, cadences ever.
Yeah, that Houston sound for sure.
It's amazing. So Big X the Plug, please go give it a listen. Excellent beat selection, excellent rapper. 3-4 years. Think he's gonna be one of the next ones that's like actually creeping up out of here because he went from like 30K to 60K,
right? Which is a leap.
That's a jump. Yeah. So shout out to Big X. But Tyler on a Monday. Tyler's dropping this Monday 6 a.m. He put it on his Instagram. And people in the comments was like, "Bro, I can't wake up that early."
I ain't gonna lie. Listen. I don't want to listen. We are old. Listen, we're old heads. I don't want to be disrespectful because I had this conversation with my nieces the other day. But 6 a.m. is not early. 6 a.m. is like the very edge of early. Like 6 a.m. is like, all right, it's not early yet. 5 a.m., that's early. Mm-hmm. Fam, you can wake up at 6 a.m. But again, you're not supposed to wake up at 6 a.m. Start your day the way you normally would.
And just put the album.
And just play the album.
Like, what are you talking about?
Like, I love that he's dropping it at 6 a.m. because the microwave culture is like, I gotta listen to Tyler album as soon as it comes out so I can have an opinion, so everybody can know my opinion. I think that's the biggest problem. It's funny I'm gonna say this on the podcast, but niggas don't need to know your opinions. Actually, no, it's perfect I'm saying this on the podcast. You want niggas to know your opinions? Make a podcast. I'm tired of you niggas. Everybody's an expert on everything. Niggas, yo, did you check my Letterboxd review? No, I don't care what you care about movies. I don't care what you think about movies, my nigga. You've never made a movie. Why do I care what you think about the cinematography of this movie? Who cares? I don't want to hear your show reviews. Niggas be reviewing everything. Nobody cares, my nigga. Just enjoy the content. That's why you're putting that out at 6 a.m. so you can just start your normal day, go to school, be a normal nigga, and listen to the album.
And for those of you who don't know, music used to drop on Tuesdays. Beyonce Knows Carter changed that with subtitle Beyonce.
Yep.
And she dropped that surprise on a Thursday night, came out, changed music forever, along with streaming. Both of those things coincided with each other and changed everything about how we drop music. Why I do think dropping music on a Friday is an issue is simply because your weekend is full of passive listening. Yep. In the club, you're passive listening. Yep. As you're driving around, going to the kickback, you're passive listening. Yep. At the function, you're passive listening.
Yeah.
On a Monday, you have Monday through Friday morning to go to work, to come home from work, to sit on your lunch, to sit in the house and do nothing, and just listen to the album. You get through the cycle of a weekend, and then Friday, this does not count for your favorite 3-4 artists that you're going to listen to if they dropped at 3 in the morning on a Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, like I was up at 3 a.m. watching the Ye stream in Wyoming. Exactly. I get it. Like
this is for big extra plug for me.
Regular niggas.
For if I want to listen to BJ the Chicago Kid. Yeah. For that. I want to be able to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to be able to be like, oh, I have time here. I'm on the way to work. I can do this, on the way to work, on the way home from work, et cetera, et cetera. On a Friday, 3 albums come out. I listen to my favorite artist at fucking midnight. Like, that makes any sense to listen to an album at midnight when your day's over. Unless you work from home and you work overnight or something.
And you go right to sleep.
And then you go right to sleep and then want to wake up with a review. Yeah. Okay. Right. So you listen to it Friday morning. Don't touch it again Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. You listen to it again Monday, Tuesday. It's Wednesday. You haven't touched the other 2 albums, so you play 4 songs off of them, and then the next week it's 2 more albums out.
Exactly.
So you don't ever get the chance to really sit and digest them. Now you can spend Monday on the way to work with Tyler's album, on the way home from work with Tyler's album, and then during your workout with Tyler's album, and really have grasped it, listen to it 3 times, and listen to it all the way to work on Tuesday, and then cut on Big Extra Plug album on the way home on Tuesday afternoon, on the way to work on Wednesday afternoon, and then the next album. So it just makes it so much easier to digest music in this microwave society. Yeah. Kudos to Tyler. This is how you push change forward. Yeah. This is how you make change. By you saying, I don't really care about my numbers. Yeah. My numbers can take the 3-day hit that it's going to take from not being Friday to Friday. Instead, it's going to be Monday to Friday.
Right.
I'm going to take that hit because I'm about to show y'all when you really got a fan base, when you really got an audience, you still going to go number 1. 1,000%. And that's going to show the next big artist. And then once the next big artist does it and they go number 1, and then the next big artist does it and they go number 1, then the smaller artists will go, maybe this is a new norm.
Exactly. I do just want to mention, just because like Tyler's album's coming out, we have up for we know that it's about to drop in the next week or 2 weeks. Tyler with Chromacopia, Lil Uzi Vert dropping Eternal Take 2, Ken Carson dropping his next album, Westside Gunn is dropping 2 albums, and Earth Gang is dropping their album with featuring Pharrell.
And Absol.
And that's just...
And Doja just announced an album is coming. I don't know how true that is.
Doja just announced her album is coming, and what's his name? Baby Keem is in the studio right now, apparently, working on his album. So... we are gearing up for the 4th quarter, and this was kind of the last final ripple of the Kendrick Drake beef. And I tweeted this as soon as like niggas was like, man, why are everybody dropping? Fam, for 3 months nobody could drop. It's quarter 4. It's time for bills to be paid. Mm-hmm. It's time for niggas who had to drop to drop. Mm-hmm. Uzi got a song called "Relax, Ebro." Like.
That came out a minute ago. Yeah, he recorded that a minute ago.
Yeah, it's time, nigga. Like, he been sitting there. Like, when Uzi outside. Like, did you watch Uzi album trailer?
No.
Fam, they made a minute. It looks like a Marvel movie. It's at least $750,000 in that trailer. I promise you. I promise you.
No, I believe you.
Like it looks
them
like
numbers be sounding crazy.
It looks like Quantumania. Like that it's a minute 30. In the first minute is like CGI aliens. He get kidnapped and shit. Like it is some money dropping. Tyler is sending 18-wheeler trucks all throughout the country. He got a bunch of shit to roll out.
I didn't know this part. Javante told me this. He's paying for food. So he's dropping them by restaurants, buying out the restaurants for the day. So you get free food and listen to his music and just stand by the truck all day.
That's hard.
That's money.
Yeah.
Fuck being hard. Yeah. That's money. That's a lot of fucking. He got 2 18-wheelers doing that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. So it's just completely correct. Yeah. Completely correct.
It's niggas that got bills. Listen, we got bills to pay.
You feel me?
And I don't want to say that niggas kind of was like, let's see if he got a job. And now that he hasn't, niggas like, we got to go now. Mm-hmm. We got to go now. Like,
yep, they got to worry Kendrick was waiting to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Because
the first quarter done. The first quarter out here. Because, the weekend going to come first quarter. Yep. First in January. That's going to take 3 weeks out. Yep. And then the Super Bowl going to happen. Kendrick going to take a month out. So it's like we got 3 months before we can't drop again for 3 months.
If we don't drop now, niggas are dropping in April.
You'll feel me.
At best.
You'll feel me.
So gear up. We're going to get a lot of releases in the next month or so. I think quarter 4 is going to be crazy for rap, though.
All right. That is it.
Oh, I do have one more if that was our last one.
Yeah, no, go.
So listen, it's related to the Kendrick thing. This is the reason I bring it up. Of course, I'm in the Kendrick blogs. I'm in the Ken Folks chat. I'm locked in. So it did come out today that the Meet the Gram shit, the Mozambique, all the stuff that got sent over to Kendrick was sent over after J. Cole had already apologized. The nigga who sent it out got the timestamps 10 days after Might Delete Later drops. Does that change how you view the apology from J. Cole? No, because all the Kendrick shit, like the I don't want to put a word on it because we're probably going to post this, but like the allegations, that was not on the table yet to be discussed. That was not in the plan. So does that change how you view the apology in any way?
No, nothing is going to change how I view that apology because I still to this day think he got it. It was Schoolboy Q is what I've been hearing is who's told him. And regardless of when he got the information, I think Kendrick knew. I think if you got it in 10 days, you asked for it a month ago. Yeah. So he knew that the information was out. He probably knew that it was something along the lines of drama, gossip, and not only that, Kendrick and Drake don't like each other.
That's fair, yeah.
They do not like each other. Yeah. They do not fuck with each other.
Yeah.
Kendrick think Drake is a bitch, and Drake think Kendrick is a fake-ass nigga who wouldn't have been here where he is without him. Yeah. Like, that's how they feel about each other.
I say he think he a bitch, too.
He think he a bitch. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Cole really liked both them niggas.
Yeah.
So I think anything that was, he's gonna say something about his mama. Simple as that. Yeah. Could have been like, all right, I'm out of here. Okay, I think Cole really went into this strictly lyrical exercise. Yeah. Yo bars is weak. Yo album bad. I'm better than you. I rap better than you. You never drop. And that was all he was ever touching. Okay. I thought Cole was gonna drop one song, Kendrick would drop a song, Cole would drop another, and Kendrick would drop another. It was gonna be strictly bars. That's what Cole wanted. And as soon as he heard drama, beef, gossip, it was out. So I can't say that affects me because I still have a problem with J. Cole apologizing, period. Yeah. I never didn't have a problem with that. Right. I said, I understand it now, but you still shouldn't have got on the stage in front of 100,000 people and said, I'm sorry, raise your hand if you love Kendrick. He rap good. What the fuck is wrong with you? That shit make me mad every time I think about it. Like,
shout out Nelson and Grace who were there.
Shout out to Grace.
You think Nelson put his hand up? Was like, yo, put your hand up. You think Kendrick was one of the best rappers alive? You think Nelson like, yeah.
Nelson loved Kendrick. He for sure did. He fucking loved Kendrick. Salute to Nelson. Salute to G6.
Shout out Nelson, bro.
All right, anything else on music before we get out of here?
I think that's it for me.
And we don't have time, but poor Antonio J. Cole, shut the fuck up. Crazy raps.
Oh, I do have some more. Biggs. Is that his name? Biggs?
Yes.
Nigga be making the list?
Yes.
He got listen. Listen, every time Biggs make a list, I'll be like, yeah.
No, B-Dot.
B-Dot. I said Biggs. Every time B-Dot drop a list, I'll be like, that's why hip-hop died in New York. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's what killed hip-hop in New York. Niggas like you. Like niggas like the pretentiousness in New York hip hop, like hey, it's always us. Like we'll always run hip hop. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Y'all don't know what the fuck going on, my nigga. That's why y'all niggas begging for Cardi B to drop every year. Cause nothing going on in here. Y'all know what the fuck happens with music, bro. That Drake list is disgusting. Stop doing it, bro. It's over. The moment's passed. It's over, bro.
It's from.
Yes, it's from. If niggas want to argue they top 10 Drake songs, listen, in diplomatic immunities on it, for sure tag me. For sure hit my app, my nigga.
Diplomatic immunity and 0 to 100 on your top 10 Drake songs, please shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, please. Listen. Oh, my God. That just made me mad. Like,
all right.
Diplomatic immunity.
That's just a diplomatic immunity.
Oh, man.
Before we jump topics, I meant to do this at the beginning of the show. Congratulations to the New York Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy finals. Yep. Crazy finals. I watched every game. Amazing hoops on display. Let me ask you this before we jump into football. What's better, high-stakes basketball or high-stakes football?
High-stakes football. I'm going to say high-stakes.
It's hard, ain't it? It's hard. Because them motherfuckers.
Now, let me ask a follow-up. As like a fan of your team or just watching the game?
Watching the game. Just watching the game.
Just watching the game.
That does change for sure.
Just watching the game, I'm going to say football. Watching the game and it's your team in basketball, it's like for the next 3 hours, I'm going to stand up and just stand here. Like arms folded. I'm just going to stand here and watch.
I say basketball.
Yeah.
Because it's so much that has to go right with a football game. And I'm taking refs out of this because, of course, a ref can ruin a game. Salute to the face mask.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Yeah.
But with football, it's like, damn, bruh didn't pick up his block. I got sacked. The game is over.
Right.
With basketball, it's like, can you fuck with me?
Yeah.
Because I'm at my best tonight.
Right.
At my best. It's game 7. You know what I'm finna do. You know my first move, my second move, my third move. Yeah. Can you fuck with me?
Right.
It's simple as that. And I love the ego and the arrogance that it takes to really be the best player or second best player on a basketball team. When Nafisa got to come down on Breonna Stewart in the post. Y'all know y'all number 1 and number 2 in the NBA. Yeah. Y'all know what. Shout out Asia Wilson, number 2 and number 3. Yeah. My bad. Don't kill me. Yeah. Y'all know who y'all are, and it's just got to be. Can you fuck with me today? Yeah. Asia Wilson catching in the post of Breonna Stewart. Can you fuck with me today? Yeah. Steph guarding Dame on the ISO. Can you fuck with me? Like I love the mano y mano, the ego that come with the high stakes basketball. That's why I go basketball.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. I go football like we're so simple. I go football for the exact same reason. Because once you get to the playoffs and Super Bowl, niggas kind of know what you done. Niggas like for me, like the best example we were just talking about it in the chat, the Rams Patriots Super Bowl that everybody hates. It was like, nigga, I know what you finna do. Mm-hmm. You know what we finna do. Mm-hmm. Both teams just put up 30 in the conference championship game. We just beat Patrick Mahomes putting up 30. I forget who the Rams played. Was it the 49ers? It was the 49ers because he dropped that. Because Jacarski Tartt dropped that interception. Yep. We just played the 49ers. Yep. Running up the score. Listen. Not today. The outside zone shit. Not today. Do something. Listen.
Do something else.
Look. Like basketball is like, can you fuck with me? Football feel like, are you man enough for him? You man enough to impose your will on me like that? Mm-hmm. Like, I know what you want to do. I know this guard is pulling. I got to meet him there.
Football is so mental.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, football is like you really committing to running full speed into a grown man. Through a nigga face every play.
Like, I remember, this will be making me mad. Like, niggas be talking about the best defenses, best teams ever. Fam, do you remember what it felt like when Cam Chancellor hit that nigga in the first play of the Super Bowl? Yes. When Cam Chancellor sat Demaryius Thomas down.
Yes.
It's like, oh shit, these niggas kind of hit hard. Shit, these niggas kind of hit. Like,
because with football, I can make you bitch up. Yeah. I can make you. Last year in the divisional round, Colorado, when the Dolphins, they made them niggas quit. Yeah, it was too cold. We were hitting you too hard. Listen, we was pressing you too much. I made you quit. Yeah. I'm a better man than you today.
That's what like Dragon Ball Z been out 2 weeks, and I got like a running tally of my Dragon Ball Z scores. But I was just telling somebody, fighting games are so fun because it's just not like imposing your will on another man. Like, I got this nigga in voice chat. He yelling. He mad. I'm whooping this nigga ass.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Exactly. Amazing conversation. Don't even know what my answer is no more. So, speaking of, let's jump into the man's game.
The man's game, yeah. Man, who do you want? It's so much. Listen, it's so much.
I gotta get to my Ravens.
Okay, yeah.
I've been itching all week because I have something to say.
Yeah.
I have something to say. I want to let it start first so I can gather my thoughts before I start screaming at y'all.
Okay.
And where I'm going to start this is, are we on a collision course to Chiefs-Baltimore AFC Championship?
Okay. All right. So, perfect. So, first, yes, we are. These are the two best teams in the NFL, not in the AFC. These are the two best teams in the NFL.
As they were last year.
And these are the two best quarterbacks players in the NFL. At right now, we are in their peak, in their prime. I don't care what Mahomes' numbers look like. He got there left-handed. He's the best quarterback in the league. At worst, second best quarterback in the league. But to answer your question, yes, we are. I think that defense is getting a little better every week. That offense is getting a little better. Mark Andrews is getting a little more involved. Listen, I called Mark Andrews washed, and as soon as I did, he locked in. Shout out Mark Andrews for that. But I think this team is going to be dangerous. Keaton Mitchell just getting back. Derrick Henry's on pace to run for 30,000 yards. Like, that team looks terrifying because they're kind of Raven-proof, if that makes sense. It's like they came together last year like, man, we can't end games. You know who can end games? Derrick Henry. Like, instead of, dang, we should fire Harbaugh so we can end games, they said, no, we're going to get Derrick Henry to slam the door on teams. It's over. Listen, it's hard enough tackling Lamar. Now you got to tackle Derrick Henry. And I'm going to pass it to you and ask you another question. And I don't know if you knew I was going to ask this. Is Lamar Jackson the best quarterback in the league?
Yes. Yeah. Lamar is not only the best quarterback in the league, he's the best football player in the league.
Yeah.
And this is what's been pissing me off.
Yeah.
Because in sports, we do this thing where we like to pick and choose where we going to use right now or we going to use history.
Right.
And I don't like that.
Right.
Let's use right now for everything. For Patrick Mahomes, we can use the history. I'm okay with that. Yeah. He has won 3 Super Bowls before he is 27 years old. Yeah. Who cares? Use everything we say about Patrick Mahomes, I believe, I understand.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the Ravens and when it comes to Lamar Jackson, he is the best player in football, and he is the best quarterback in football. He can make every throw. He can make every read. What was Lamar Jackson's problem the past few years? Blitz and blitz pickup. He used to just try to use his athleticism to get out of it. Now he is at the line of scrimmage, telling you where to go, telling his line where to pick up, telling his running back who to pick up, controlling blitz protection. Now he used to be a little inaccurate. He is statistically one of the 5 most accurate quarterbacks in football this year. The thing about the Ravens, they never had receivers. They didn't have this, that, and the third. They have 4 real options in Zay Flowers, Rashard Bateman, Isaiah Likely, and Mark Andrews. As it said, they couldn't close games. They have a closer in Derrick Henry. What the fuck? And nobody else. And Derrick Henry.
Listen, sprinkle some silence on that.
Yeah.
Sprinkle some silence on Derrick Henry.
And they have a closer in Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I want us to stop talking about the Ravens as if this is the 23 Ravens, as if this is the 22 Ravens, 2019 Ravens. It is not. Stop saying we've seen this before. We've seen this Lamar before. We've seen this story before. We've seen this Ravens before. We have not. We have not. We have not seen the Ravens with the number 1 offense in football, with the best running back in football, and 4 real weapons for Lamar. We have not seen the Ravens built like that.
Nope. Best running back last year was Justice Hill.
We have not seen the Ravens with a really good offensive coordinator in the playoffs where Lamar is comfortable with them. Last year was his first year in that system. This year, he is more comfortable, he has more control, and he has a complete understanding of that system. We have not seen that version of Lamar yet. The years before in the playoffs, he had Greg Roman, who you see in Los Angeles right now, can't work with Justin Herbert and John Harbaugh, who everybody has been able to work with.
No. Justin Herbert just can't read defenses anymore. That's what they're saying. He can't make the progressions, right?
We're talking about the Ravens and saying we can't trust them to beat Kansas City. They can't be the best team in the city in the NFL because they lost to Kansas City and they're 1-5 against Kansas City. Lamar Jackson can't be the best quarterback in the NFL because he's 1-5 against Patrick Mahomes. Because he's 1-5 against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And whatever other reason. We keep talking about what we have seen. Nick Wright. We keep talking about what we have seen, how Lamar isn't this, how Lamar can't be that. We have not seen this version of Lamar and the Baltimore Ravens one time since Lamar has been there. Yeah. So while we are seeing something we've never seen in the 2024 Baltimore Ravens, can we take a moment and just judge the team for who they are this year and not who they were 4 years ago or 3 years ago or last year?
Yeah.
Can we please do that? Because if we take this team, they have the number one offense, the best running back in football, the best quarterback in football, and a really, really good offensive coordinator, and the best tight end duo in football, and the top 10 O-line in football. We haven't seen Lamar with all that.
Right.
So now that we have, what does he look like? The best player in football, the best quarterback in football, and they look like one of the two best teams in football.
So my thing is, I do co-sign the Nick Wright thing because, listen, that's kind of annoying to me too. Listen, I definitely tapped through a couple of Lamar speeches. And my thing is, the premise on itself is wrong because, for the audience, let me explain the premise. Niggas are basically saying, and I'm going to say niggas because it's not just Nick Wright. And shout out Nick Wright. Still a cool dude. Friend of the show in a way, because we have a mutual friend together. But we have not seen this before. Like, people are like, oh, it's like Harden. How prime Harden would get to. First of all, those are two different sports. Secondly, MVPs are much different in the NFL than they are in the NBA. And third, my thing is, don't Peyton Manning, Tom Brady me to death for the last 5 years about Josh Allen. And Peyton Manning took 9 years or whatever to win a Super Bowl when, you know what Peyton had, though? MVPs. The regular season. Didn't nobody go, yeah, it's Tom Brady's league. Just look at what Peyton's done. He's always been bad. He can't win anything in the playoffs. Y'all spent the last 3 years on first things first. Is it Joe Burrow? Is it Josh Allen? Who's the Peyton Manning to Mahomes? Who's the Peyton Manning? It's obviously the nigga winning MVPs and getting first team All-Pro over him. Because that was the Peyton Manning argument. Yeah, Tom Brady has the rings, but Peyton Manning's first team All-Pro. That means he's better than you. And he's got the MVPs. That means he's better than you. That was the whole thing. When niggas did the Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady shit, all I heard was MVPs, first team All-Pro. So when Lamar does it, let's not change precedent. Let's not say we're judging how we judge all sports instead of how we judge the NFL, because that's not how we judge the NFL.
And again, to the Harden point, the year Harden got his team in with Dwight and them, that was a Spurs year.
Yep.
That was his first year in the playoffs as a number one option.
Yep.
We throw that out the window. Harden lost to the best team ever assembled 2 years in a row.
4
years in a row. It was 4 years in a row.
Oh,
my God.
15, 16, 17, and 18.
Oh, my God. He lost to Steph Curry.
Yeah. Shout out Daryl Morey. It's a hilarious series of
he played. He'll go through a series, average 29 a game, and have a bad game 7, and we act like he the worst playoff performance ever to live.
I'm one of them niggas.
And let's jump to Lamar. Lamar hit his prime last year.
Maybe.
Like
that's the thing about Lamar.
Lamar hit his prime last year. Yeah. So again, we have not seen this version of Lamar Jackson. Can we please, for the love of God, stop judging Lamar Jackson on year 3 and year 4 and judge Lamar Jackson now when he hit his prime?
The Ravens were in the AFC Championship game last year, right?
The Ravens were in the AFC Championship game last year, and we're like, there's no way we can pick Lamar to go to the Super Bowl because we just can't trust him in the playoffs. Yeah. When his 1-5 record, our 2-5 record, if you look at it, he has 2 wins. Our 2-4 record, my bad. If you look at it, he has 2 wins. One of the losses came in his rookie season where he had played 9 games. Yep. Can we please start out the window? Yeah. The second loss came in a game where he had over 500 total yards of offense and 12 drops. Yep. The third game was his fault, but he wasn't his prime yet, and Greg Roman was his offensive coordinator. And the last year, he lost in the AFC Championship game after winning the MVP and having a playoff game before where he had 250 yards of total offense and 3 touchdowns.
Listen,
can we stop acting like the man can't play in the playoffs, bro?
And listen, I'm not a QB win. Listen, I'm a QB wins guy for sure. I'm Tom Brady. I'm gonna win. Listen, Lamar Jackson didn't fumble on the one in the AFC Championship game. Lamar Jackson didn't take a touchdown off the board fumbling because he was trying to jump across. Listen, this take for Lamar, I kind of got in the crock pot because of I'm just so confident in how good Lamar is. Eventually, he's gonna break through. And as good as Patrick Mahomes is, and just to circle around, I still think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback. But I don't think he's playing like the best quarterback. But it's not like I'm gonna take the title off the nigga. But the thing is, I think he may be the best player ever. He's not good enough to beat Lamar 12 straight times in the playoffs. It's not like Tom Brady. Listen, Tom Brady went a decade without winning a Super Bowl, and he won 7. He went a decade of other niggas in the AFC eating. Other niggas who was better than him. I don't think Joe Flacco was better than Tom Brady.
But he was that year.
Beat the shit out of us that one year. I don't think Ben Roethlisberger better than him. They beat us. Mark Sanchez beat us. Like, you are gonna lose to quarterbacks you don't think that are just not are better than you. Some people just have better teams, and that is okay. But my problem with the Lamar discussion is we are at mid-peak Lamar. We haven't seen a leap Lamar yet. We thought we saw a leap Lamar. No, that was just him running a regular offense. He's just that dynamic. We haven't really had a playoff run where Lamar gets to tweak out because, like you mentioned, he's 2-4, but he's had 3 first-round buys. He's missing that. That's what's so frustrating to me. They're like, oh, he's 2-4 in the playoffs. So would it have been better if, listen, this is a Nick Wright point. This is why I love this point. Would it have been better if we lost in the regular season and just won in the divisional round versus the Patriots, like Josh Allen did, versus a bad team?
The wild card round, yeah.
Yeah. So instead of us being 2-4, I'm 5-4 because I beat up on 3 shit divisional teams.
Thank you.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Thank you.
And it's contrary to any point you've ever made about LeBron, because losing a game shouldn't improve your career. But I'm supposed to be like, man, if only he didn't get them first round buys, man. He's getting right. That's the thing. And this is what's so scary about Lamar. They're never really mid. If that makes sense. Lamar's playing. They're beating the dog shit out of a lot of niggas.
He's 23-1 versus the NFL.
That's
one of the craziest stats that exists in the NFL.
That is right now. That's the boogeyman in the NFL. Because listen. If that is a real thing, if that's just not happened, if that is a real thing, and I do believe it's a real thing,
then you're going where I'm going.
So I just got to beat the Chiefs.
I just got to get there.
I just got to get there.
And
the difference is, listen, that's why I'm worried if it's a real thing. Because I think I picked Ravens this year, and I said they'd flood the Lions, and I do believe that from the bottom of my heart. But listen, I love Mahomes a lot. Them Super Bowls, they ain't been pretty. They ain't been flood sessions. You got 3 rings. Lamar get to the Super Bowl and flood the 49ers. If Lamar get to the Super Bowl and flood somebody.
And let's hold off. He get the MVP first.
Yeah.
He win a 3rd MVP. Then beat Pat. Then get to the Super Bowl and continue.
Yeah. And then we're looking at it okay, hold on. Let's really look at it. 3 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl, flooded in the Super Bowl. You got 3 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs. But you had Andy Reid to start. You had Tyreek Hill to start. You had Travis Kelce to start. Why is Lamar creeping up? Why is Lamar right there? Now, that's the thing. These Lamar takes, and it's always happened in Lamar's career because we let y'all get it off. Early in his career, he's a running back. All right, cool. Got rid of Greg Roman. He can't pass. Won an MVP passing. Get rid of him still. We want MVP. Get him out of here. He don't need wide receivers. Wide receivers not going to like him. Zay Flowers get there. Zay Flowers love it there. Zay Flowers love it there.
Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews love it.
Yeah, he can't be a drop back passer with another MVP. Listen, if they start to get through the Chiefs, their playoffs are shorter than everybody else's.
All right, and I want to bring up one more point. This conversation has turned into Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes, when the real conversation is John Harbaugh versus Andy Reid.
Also very true.
This conversation is not, because I'm talking about I'm excluding everything outside of last year. We'll start it last year. They lost that game last year because of game planning.
Yeah.
The Ravens beat themselves. Yep. For the past 2 years, the Ravens have lost 8 games in the past 2 years. They lost 4 regular season games last year. They lost 1 playoff game, and they've lost 2 games this year. Yeah. They've lost 7 games in the past 2 years. So 7 games in the past 2 years. Yeah. Every single one of those losses, they beat themselves. I've watched them. I've watched them all. The Raiders, they beat themselves. Actually, I'll take the Chiefs out of there. The first game against the Chiefs, they didn't beat themselves. Yeah. The Raiders against this year, they beat themselves. Every loss last year, they beat themselves. They had some terrible losses last year. Yeah. And in the AFC Championship, they beat themselves. Yeah. When you are coming out of games saying we beat ourselves, that is a coaching issue.
Yeah.
That is a coaching issue. If Lamar had 275 total yards and a touchdown and a pick. Yeah. That was a pass interference.
For sure, pass interference.
So, it's not Lamar and Patrick Mahomes. It is John Harbaugh and Andy Reid.
Yeah, and he had a touchdown taken off the board, too, that game. But that is my thing, and that's why I think the argument gets interesting. Like, if he wins the MVP, wins the Super Bowl this year, it's like, yeah, okay, so it's 3 MVPs, 1 championship, to 3 championships, 2 MVPs, but if I put Lamar Jackson on the Chiefs with Andy Reid,
now we can start them conversations.
Now we can really talk. And not even. And the thing is, the Chiefs and Mahomes are playing you playing a dangerous game. Because, and I said this about the Lakers the year they were the 7th seed. Niggas was like, yeah, we just gonna be the 7th seed and walk to the finals. So the thing about cruising through the regular season is, if you lose, it's a failed season now. Niggas don't look back at history like, oh, yeah, they just won, so they're cruising through the regular season. Niggas look like, oh, yeah, that was your worst season as a starter. Because that's what we're on pace for right now.
Yes.
This is your worst season statistically as a starter.
6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Like, so if this doesn't change, conversations will be had.
Lots of them. But since we're on the Chiefs,
yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins is now a member of the of the Kansas City Chiefs, wearing number 8 for Bean.
Yep.
How do you think this improves their offense, which obviously needs improvement?
Man, I think they're the best team in the league. I think this is the best defense in the league, and everything I've said about Mahomes, he playing bad, all that, da-da-da-da-da. I think they don't need him to play great against anyone but the Ravens.
I agree.
I think it's 2-3 great teams in the league, max. I really believe
it's 3. It is Detroit, Kansas City, and Baltimore.
I thought it was Detroit. They don't have Aiden right now. They don't have a pass rush.
That does make.
I thought the Vikings may be just from pure coaching thing. Their left tackle just blew his knee out. He's out for the rest of the season. Their season's over. I don't know who else is another really great
maybe
team.
Houston, maybe Green Bay.
Yeah, maybe Houston. Houston had trouble running the ball. Green Bay, Jordan Love's a tweaker.
Positive and negative.
Yeah, positive and negative. But I don't know if there's any peers for Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes right now. It feels like it's kind of just them 2 niggas, and everyone else is like, man, if everything goes right, we may be able to get into that category. Yeah. Like, if everything goes good for C.J. Stroud, who just had 90 yards in the game, which is crazy, he may eventually get to that type of player. Like Caleb, he may want to be that type of player. Josh Allen, we want to be in this category. Right now, it's just them 2.
Yeah, and if they hit and win this year, Baltimore that is, and Lamar, like you said, has 3 MVPs. Because if they continue on the track they're playing this year, Lamar's getting MVP, bro. Right. Like, Lamar's going to be at close to 5,000 total yards and 35 touchdowns, and probably in the number 1 or 2 seed. That's going to get him MVP again. So he won a 3rd MVP in that same year, win a Super Bowl MVP and the Super Bowl. And as you said, he goes to the Super Bowl and got 340 total yards of offense. Yeah. And that's 270 passing, 80 rushing with like a 40-yard run that only Lamar can do. Yeah. And you just see some crazy shit with 4 or 5 touchdowns.
No.
We walking out of that game like everybody in Baltimore is like Lamar's better than Pat. And everybody in Kansas City's like Pat better than Lamar. Yeah. And now we got to have an argument for the whole offseason.
And the thing is, like, Lamar do stuff that I didn't think was an option. Like, the way Mahomes do shit that I didn't think was an option, fam, they ran a screen. It wasn't there. He just ran.
Did you see that?
Yeah. But what up to he stopped. He dropped back, looked at the screen. He said, fuck, it's not there. It just ran. The linebacker's still there. It's a whole set defense on the left side. You physically can see his body be like, and just run. Like, I didn't know that was an option on that play.
It's some cheese Madden shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like the screen out there. Fuck it. Like, didn't get touched. First down. Move on. Like,
just different. Bro.
Shout out Lamar, man.
All right. So as we talked about these, also last thing, their defense we have not addressed. Their run defense is perfectly fine. Their pass defense doesn't need some help.
Yeah.
If I am the Ravens, I see the Chiefs being aggressive. I see the Bills being aggressive. Yeah. You need to be aggressive. I see a lot of people linking them to Cooper Kupp after the Rams have won 2 in a row, 3 and 4. Yeah. Everybody else in the division is 3 and 4 as well. Yeah. They can win the division. They're not trading Cooper Kupp anymore. What you need to go do is call the Rams for Tre'Davious White, call the Saints for Marshawn Lattimore, or Cam Jordan, or call the Panthers for Jadeveon Clowney. Yeah. That is what you need to do. Toughen up that defense. Yeah, no, I like through trade. That's the only thing they need to do.
If they can get Lattimore, you got to get Lattimore. But I think I am more, what is that word? Hopeful for their defense, because I think I kind of figured out what they're doing. It's so funny because we talked about like how Colorado has to run man because Travis is a man corner. I think that rookie corner is going to be a really good man corner.
Really good.
And I think
Nate Wiggins is really good.
Nate Wiggins is really good. I think what's happening right now is he's not good enough to be the number 1 lockdown corner yet, but he got to get the reps because I think he may be good enough down the road. So I think in January, I think he'll be really, really good with these reps. But right now, they're just struggling everyone else trying to get used to having them.
And I want to say to their pass defense, bro. Yeah. Not the first 2 games out the season. Yeah. They happened. They've been 5-0 since week. They're 5-0 in the past 5 games. Yeah, they're blowing teams out the water. Yeah. So teams are having to pass from the second quarter through the rest of the game. Right. Every possession is just drop back pass, back pass. The Ravens are playing prevent defense the entire fourth quarter. Right. So you're naturally gonna be towards the lower half of pass defense. What has me encouraged about them is every time they've needed a stop this year on third down, they've gotten it. Got to pick with Joe Burrow, win them the game. Marlon Humphrey. Last year, Baker Mayfield looked like he was finna walk down the field. Yeah, pick, game over. Yep. So they're getting stops when it matters, and everybody is consistently playing from behind. So their pass defense is going to be numbers are going to be a little bit worse naturally.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And my litmus test was the Washington game. You stop Washington, I believe you. Listen, that's the best offense of all time. Niggas told me. After, 89% completion percentage, whatever the nigga was doing. Like, they were tweaking for a while. That was kind of the litmus test for me, for sure.
All right. As we talk about 2 great quarterbacks and the face of the NFL right now, let's talk about the 2 future faces of the NFL. Yeah. And let me ask you a question. Yeah. Next 10 years, C.J. Stroud or Jordan Love?
C.J. Stroud.
Why?
I think, first of all, I think just physically, C.J. Stroud's going to be more help. I don't trust Jordan Love's body. I think injury is a weird thing to hold against a player unless you're a quarterback for me, especially because people who get hurt. Like, I feel like it's I don't want to say it's like a skill, but like the reason Braun never been hurt because Braun never get hurt.
I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
Jordan Love already has so many injuries, and I just think C.J. Stroud's better.
I think it's very close, and I think both of these quarterbacks are very, very good and will be the next Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. Why I am going to take CJ in this argument, though, is, one, there's no issue with his mechanics. Jordan Love still has mechanic issues and misses throws that he shouldn't miss because he's throwing off his back foot, not stepping into the throw, et cetera, et cetera. That's number one. Number 2, stunning hate when I say this. Salute to my dog. But CJ's intangibles are incredible. Yeah. And intangibles for a quarterback and intangibles for the best player on your team matter. Your leadership skills matter. Look at the Jets and Aaron Rodgers and how that locker room looks. Oh, yeah. Your worth ethic matters. You being the face of that franchise and not hiding it and letting motherfuckers know you coming here to play with me. We on a mission. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to be great. It's important to me. And no moment is too big from him. I have seen that since he was at Ohio State playing Georgia. No moment is too big from him. And on the last thing, I think CJ, and this goes back to the mechanical issue, is just so accurate. Yeah. He does not miss, and he makes a couple throws a game are, especially in crunch time. Now, this is like, what in the hell? He had a play. I want to say it was the first game against the Colts where they needed a third down. Like, they needed it. If they didn't get this third down, they had to punt, and the Colts just needed a field goal, I'm pretty sure. Bro, he rolls to his right, and throws a dot to Nico Collins. But it's on the sideline, so the ball had to be low and away from the defender, and it was exactly where it had to be, toe tap, game over.
Yeah.
Like, he is amazing. So, agree with you. I'm going C.J. Stroud for the next 10. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, let me clear out. I went on my crazy rant. It's your time, my brother.
Listen. It's a couple different. Listen, this Jet season has been just, oh my God. You know, being right about so much is so crazy, but because it's hard to keep track of it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna start. Let's start top down for the Jets. What I said and what we were worried about is 1,000,000% happening. And you saw it versus Steelers game. That defense is not happy. Them niggas are pissed. They don't want to play there. Sauce Gardner is saying the season is for Robert Saleh. Them niggas are not happy. That defense looked way worse. They do not look as engaged. And they look like they were fooled. They looked like they were bamboozled.
So you telling me the head coach that ran the defense was the main reason the defense was good?
Yep. Not even just that. He's a player's coach. I don't like that the players like him so much. Let's fire him. Let's see how that works when the best players on your team are on the defense. Amazingly enough. But before I get to Rodgers, I want to get to Devontae Adams because, boy, the stones on you. The stones on you, my nigga. And listen, you're a comic book fan. You might remember this interview. Shorty from Anne Hathaway. She said, what a forward young man you are. What a forward nigga you are to come from the Jets. Not to come from the Jets, come from the Raiders. We lose to the Steelers. You got something to say? Sit your ass down, nigga. What? Didn't that? Listen, that's why I know this Jets situation is over. Because, fam, could you imagine if a nigga got up after the Ravens lost? And he just got there, and he had something to say with Roquan Smith in that locker room. If Christian McCaffrey, as good as Christian McCaffrey was, that first game they lose to the 49ers, he got up and got something to say. Nigga, if you don't sit your ass down, first, you are new here from the Raiders, 0 rings, sit down, my nigga, let the interim coach talk. Like, you don't got no staying here. And it wouldn't be such a big deal if it wasn't symptomatic of a major problem with the Jets. It's niggas who are Aaron Rodgers' friends and niggas who are fighting for jobs. And the disconnect between that is the reason you're 2-5. Because them niggas fighting for jobs don't care that you're Aaron Rodgers' friend. Because that's why you're talking right now.
Are you sure it's just they haven't learned how to deal with success yet?
Yeah, no. It's not enough joy. That was the thing. They were too focused. It's not enough joy in the locker room. You want to know why? Because 2-5 ain't fun. It's nothing fun about 2-5. I'm a Patriots fan. Niggas used to kill us. They not having no fun. You know what's fun? Winning. Getting that bonus because you go into the divisional round. You can take your family out. Winning is fun. And the problem with the Jets right now is Aaron Rodgers sold them a lemon, and they were so desperate they had to take it. They were so desperate.
Sold them a lemon when you wanted a lime.
You wanted a QB that was a little past his prime, but someone is going to help take you over the hump. Aaron Rodgers is the hump. Aaron Rodgers is the nigga you got to get over. And listen, I know, niggas are already typing. And listen, shout out Stunner again. Listen, he threw a really pretty pass. It was beautiful. That's the thing. He throws such a pretty ball. You know who else throws a pretty ball? Dan Marino. Probably still throws it today. Mike Vick throws a beautiful football. Just floats in the air like a dove. Throws it no problem. Anthony Richardson throws a beautiful football. Plenty of spin. Hit you. We don't know where to land, but it looks beautiful coming out of his hand. That is not how football is played. I'm sorry for the talent niggas. Someone should go tell the rest of the NFL that's the most talented QB ever because he's 2-5. And it's his fault. Aaron Rodgers is not a good quarterback. Aaron Rodgers was a good last time Aaron Rodgers was a good quarterback, LeBron was still in Cleveland. Last time Aaron Rodgers was still a good quarterback, Drake and Kendrick were cool. Last time Aaron Rodgers played in a game that mattered, Tom Brady was in Tampa and he lost. Like, Aaron Rodgers is so far removed from the nigga that he is acting like. I don't understand, like, I think that's why the owner for the Jets is so mad. Because he really thought he was going to get a Hall of Fame quarterback. And that's not him. It's over, bruh. They aren't. And you need to look in the mirror when Geno Smith was leading the league in passing yards. But he couldn't play for your team. When Sam Darnold was undefeated, putting foot in you as a backup. But he couldn't play on your team. All these players that couldn't play for the Jets magically are good now. Because it's a system. The system is disgusting. Everyone needs to go. You are Panthers North. And Rodgers, just the audacity for this drug addict to think he was just going to stroll in the middle, first week of the season. Like, the audacity to think, okay, I popped my Achilles the first play of last year. It's a brand new team still. I don't need no offseason reps. Let's hit the ayahuasca one time. I'm going to go to Egypt during the preseason. It'll be okay. No, you're not good. The league is the league is passing you by, Aaron Rodgers. This is what it feel like. This is what it feel like to be obsolete. That shit you was doing, we're just going to line up, no motion, just run the play. That shit that you was doing in Green Bay that worked because you had one of the most underrated and elite defenses ever for that one playoff run, don't work no more. What was that? Like, what year did Aaron Rodgers win the Super Bowl? Was it 11?
11, yeah.
Fam, do you know how long Kobe had just repeated. Kobe had just went back to back last time Aaron Rodgers was in a Super Bowl. Like, really let that sit in. LeBron had been to one finals the last time Aaron Rodgers.
He went that year. He hadn't been yet. It
was
February.
07.
Oh, yeah. I'm tripping. Fuck 07.
Yeah.
That happened.
LeBron first year in Miami was last time Rodgers was on the team that was in the Super Bowl. Like, the idea that this nigga has just been a walking elite success top 5 is crazy.
LeBron went from not clutch, can't win, to the greatest player we've ever seen in the time it's been since Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl, bro.
It's like, yo, that's why, listen, and I know niggas argue me down with the Aaron Rodgers top 5 shit. In the time it took Aaron Rodgers to go from Super Bowl MVP to washed, Tom Brady tripled him up in Super Bowls. In just that time. In just 2011 till he retired. And yo, I'm telling you, it is just, Aaron Rodgers is time, bro. And it was time last year in Green Bay, but they kind of forced you out, so I guess I get it, you wanted to redeem yourself. Fam, when you popped your Achilles, it was time. But the thing is, I was trying to decide if I was going to say this. The thing is, when it's nobody around you to tell you it's time, you'll never know. Is there a family around Rodgers? No close friends around? Who is Rodgers' right-hand man? Pat McAfee? Like,
hey, Aaron, I end it like this, man. The thing about the old days.
Fam, I'm the old days, nigga. They was showing basketball in 720p when you was winning, nigga. What?
You used to be a bad man.
Niggas, fam, when Aaron Rodgers was winning, you had to get up and still go buy CDs. Niggas wasn't even streaming music yet. You had to go get up and get this tape, nigga. Like, what? Are you kidding me, bro? And listen. What's so sad is the Steelers had the same idea. Let's go get an old washed quarterback. How Russell Wilson outplaying you, dog? How Russell Wilson outplaying you?
Hey, that actually brings me to my next point. Should they stick with Russ?
Hell no, but I do like the decision to let him play. I like the decision to let him play because he got to understand it's not him no more.
So, I was on the fence about it. I was like, why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? But the one thing I can trust is Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
I feel like if Mike Tomlin was making this decision, he knew what he was doing.
Right.
So that's why I was so, hesitant to come out and be like, he's stupid. This is dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, That is Mike Tomlin. This ain't Woody Johnson making this decision. This ain't David Tepper coming down and telling Gonzalez that he got to make this decision. This is Mike Tomlin we are talking about. Yeah. So Mike Tomlin has been in this league for a long time, has been winning a long time, has won Super Bowls. He knows what great quarterback play does. Yeah. He knows how important a rhythm is to a football team. He knows how important having a cohesiveness with your receivers, running backs, offensive line, and quarterback is. Yeah. And he knows what it can do to break that up and break that rhythm when you're winning at the clip they're winning at.
Right.
So if he was making this decision, maybe he knew what he was doing. Yeah. Now, Russ looked really good. But I don't think the Jets are good. Yeah. so it remains to be seen what Russ will look like, but I'm not mad that
I think he's going to bench Russ before the year is over and go back to Fields. But I think this is perfect because this is the only time you're going to be able to get to play Russ.
Exactly.
Like, okay, he's back from injury. We're going to give you the chance. If you play well, cool. We don't have a problem. But if you play bad, it's easier to go back to Justin than just like if Justin were playing bad, then you put him back and you take him. So I think this was a good midway point. But I agree. I think the Jets suck too. So like it wasn't like, oh yeah, Russ is back. Like, don't worry, Russ. Your time coming soon too, my nigga.
Yeah, it's not. He's not back.
Listen, Father Time ain't missed nobody. Nobody but Braun.
He can be better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he's gonna be better than Aaron Rodgers for sure.
But all right, is there any more teams we want to touch? Pause before we get out of here.
Niners.
Go.
Yeah, Brock Purdy, boy. Listen, well, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you ever since Christian McCaffrey took that flight. Because I'm a nigga. What does it say? I'm from around the way. I've been around the block a couple times. When niggas start taking overseas flights to look at your body, I know what time it is. When they went and flushed Kobe knee that one time, I only knew he had a couple more of them left in him. Listen, I don't know if Christian McCaffrey's back in, I think they said November.
Yes. They said after the bye, after this game.
Yeah, if he comes back, knock on wood, Lord to him, hope he can sustain through those injuries because Achilles tendonitis sounds like the most
painful,
torturous injury you could really have. But
like feeling like your Achilles is going to pop at any moment all the time sounds crazy. As
an NFL running back, it's absolutely terrifying. But I'm starting to see it in you, Brock. I'm starting to see it in you, my boy. And it's a little hard because you keep losing to Patrick Mahomes. And like we cut Lamar some slack. Hey, listen, that's Patrick Mahomes. But you have to relearn your limitations. And I know it's going to sound crazy coming from a Brock Purdy hater, but I think we hated too well on this nigga.
So are the 49ers season – is the 49ers season over, as in they won't make the playoffs if Christian does not come back?
Yes, 1,000%.
Even if Debo –
they don't make the playoffs.
Even if Debo – because Ayuk is done. So if Christian doesn't come back and it's just Debo, Kittle, and Juwan Jennings, you don't think they can even make the playoffs?
They will not make the playoffs. I think they're third in their division right now. Mm-hmm. I don't think they win that division. I think the NFC is – I think right now any team not in the NFC North should look around like, are we winning our division? Because before the year, I said all the NFC North teams might make the playoffs, and they're all about to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, the worst team in the NFC North is about to be the Vikings because they lost their left tackle. Yeah. And they just blew the doors off the 49ers. So I think if you are not winning your division in NFC, it's time to lock in because it may not be a 2-playoff team division outside of the NFC North.
My thoughts on the 49ers, it took a break. We're back. Hey. But my thoughts on the 49ers is – I trust Kyle Shanahan to get to this team to the playoffs. They have no chance of getting to the Super Bowl doing anything in the playoffs. But because I don't love the Rams defense, and they're always hurt. And Geno is Geno, and it's Mike McDonald's first year.
Right.
And the Cardinals, no. Right. No. But because of their division, I think they can still win their division, but they're not beating the upper echelon Green Bay's Lions. Yeah. Shit, I don't even know if they'll beat the Falcons if they don't have their whole team. So no. I because of that, I think they can make the playoffs, but where they thought this ceiling was going to end is going to end way before that. Oh, yeah. And it's as simple as that. And that's not all on Brock because I don't like that we tell quarterbacks quarterbacks don't have weapons and we scream that they don't have weapons. And then they give you weapons and then we scream, well, he got all this. Of course he's winning. So there is a happy medium of the Brock Purdy conversation that I fall into where he is not Lamar Jackson,
right?
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, but he's also not a bottom 5 quarterback.
I think he's like Kirk Cousins.
I think he's like Kirk Cousins, yes. I think that is how Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, that echelon of quarterback is where he falls into. So I don't think he needs the full Avengers. I think he needs he needs the full Avengers to win to the Super Bowl. Right. To go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. But he does not need the full Avengers to be a 10-11 win team, to be a efficient quarterback, and to get to the playoffs. I don't think that. Yeah. So I still have a little faith in the 49ers because they got Kyle Shanahan. But quiet is kept. As good as Fred Warner is the best player in football, that defense is not playing very well.
And they're missing they're missing so many people on defense. They're missing. Like Greenlaw's still out. We don't know what's happening with him in Achilles. Hufanga's still out. They're missing a corner. They're missing D lineman. Like they're missing so many people.
Bro, they have played over 18, 19 games every year since 2018.
Yeah.
So
I hope Debo's okay though.
Me too. He had pneumonia, so no injury, but just prayers because that's crazy.
I think that's it. Oh, Drake May. Drake May looked great.
That was actually my list. I was like, I wanted to talk about Drake May because he did look great.
Listen, Drake May looks really good. I really like what we're seeing, and the interesting effect, which I was anti-play Drake May. I was like, yo, our team sucks. Don't play him. But
they look better with him.
The offensive line looks better with Drake May. Surprisingly, with a quarterback that can move and a better quarterback, you can get the ball and you can play differently. So I think we look a lot better.
Say it.
With Drake May.
Say it.
In a way, like I wanted. What's the tackle from LSU? Campbell, whatever that nigga name is, left tackle. I wanted Campbell. I do not want Campbell. Travis Hunter, you are a Patriot, my boy.
And my response to that is leave him alone.
I've had the Justin Fields jersey swap. I've had the Caleb Williams jersey swap. I got the Travis Hunter jersey swap loaded, my nigga. Listen, that's why Deion. Listen, Deion. I don't mean this, but Deion, you be pissing me off. Niggas like, well, Deion said he not gonna play nowhere cold. You got that nigga in Colorado. Fuck you mean, nigga? I need him in New England now, nigga. Oh, he can only play for you in the cold, nigga. I need him too. I need a wide receiver 1, bro. I need a wide receiver 1, dog.
Hey, Ish won't say it because he's scared because it's his team. I'm saying it. The Patriots are beating the Jets this Sunday.
I forgot.
The Patriots are beating the Jets Sunday, and Drake May will outplay Aaron Rodgers.
You know what's crazy to me? I just feel like we were the better team. Like it don't feel like an upset to me. They are not a good team. Like I don't like. And you know. I actually say this because I'm a Patriots fan, and if you see this, he can't be mad because this is some fast shit. You gonna lose a rep this week. You gonna lose a rep this week, nigga. It's Christian Gonzalez time, nigga. You gonna lose a rep this week, nigga. Don't worry, we coming, dog.
And then my last 2 quick hitters before we get out of here are one. This sounds crazy. Give me all of the stock in Trevor Lawrence. Give me all of the Trevor Lawrence stock. It will pay dividends in a year or 2.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm going to hold off till I see who they hire as coach.
I'm never saying that he's going to win a Super Bowl because you got to go through Lamar, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes to do this. So I'm not in Joe Burrow. So I'm not saying he's going to do that. But Trevor Lawrence is a really, really good quarterback, and in 2 years we'll be talking about him as a top 10 quarterback.
That's fair.
Mark my words. I'm watching him throw that football. That boy got an arm.
Yeah, no,
it is talent there. They are poorly coached. Doug Peterson is too loose of a coach. I don't even know if they have a good offensive coordinator. They don't have any run game, and they need a number 2 option. Yeah. But Trevor Lawrence has made some throws this year that are not normal. Yeah. He is a good quarterback. He was ranked and sought after the way he was for a reason. We just have not been able to see it come together completely yet, but we have seen moments, so I'm still buying stock. Yeah. And then my last one, the Bengals are not good. The Bengals are not good. Okay. And let me say this, because it sounds crazy what I'm about to say. They're not good, but they can still make the playoffs. Okay, yeah. Because Joe Burrow is very good. Yeah. And Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are very good. Okay, yeah. But them as a team, they're not a good football team. The offensive line isn't great. They can't run the ball, and they have a terrible defense. Right. And their offense stalls out a lot because they can't run the ball, so they're one-dimensional. Yeah. They scored 14 points last week. They had 21, but they scored 14 points. One of them was a pick 6. They had 14 points last week and damn near lost the game. Yeah. And they almost lost the game to the Panthers. The Panthers had a game-winning drive to beat them. Yeah. So
and they're always teams like that who are kind of really good at one thing. You're a holding penalty away from being down 14-0. You there's just no room for error for them.
Thank you.
So I definitely agree. They do suck. They couldn't make the playoffs. I don't know if I have anything Oh yeah. I guess this is the last question. Is Justin Jefferson better than Randy Moss?
Ish, I am so glad you said that. That was the last thing I wanted to. That's how I wanted to end the show, bro. Okay. Justin Jefferson is one of the 7 best receivers I've seen in my life, and I'm not having a conversation.
Justin Jefferson,
that motherfucker is different.
Listen. He's on that short list for me already. I think Justin Jefferson. I don't know. Now, I'm not talking stats. I'm not talking career impact.
Nope.
Super Bowl.
Nope.
Red Jerry Rice with the 4 Super Bowl.
Don't care.
Playing wide receiver, that's one of the 5 best wide receivers I've ever seen in my life.
I said 7 because I got respect for my top 5. My top 5 is T.O., Jerry, Randy, Calvin, and Julio. Yeah. Them 5 going to be hard to break. Yeah. What I saw from them is different. But he's one of the 7 greatest I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And I mean that. And
he's nowhere near his prime either.
If he is, it started this year.
He's 26, I think, right?
Yeah. He's still got 5, 6, 7 more years of this.
Yeah.
Man. And the last thing I have to say is Coach Prime.
Yeah, hey, listen, man.
Look, bro, the Colorado Buffaloes have switched the narratives. Some people won't talk about it. Yeah. First things first, I'm looking at y'all because I watch y'all show. I like y'all show. Y'all have great chemistry. But y'all came in after they beat North Dakota State and was like, this team is going to win 3 games. Bet the under on 5.5. It's the easiest bet in the world. They have already won 5 games. They're 5-2, and they should be 6-1 if their defensive coordinator wouldn't wear press man coverage up 3 with 2 minutes left in the game like an idiot. They would be 6-1 and on their way to the Big 12 title. Yeah. All they need to do to get to the Big 12 title and be 1 game away from the playoff is Kansas State to lose 1 game in the Big 12 and to lose out and to win out. I mean, they are 5-2. They are favorited in every single one of their games. They play tomorrow, Saturday, 10 o'clock at Cincinnati. They play in Colorado against Cincinnati. They look amazing. They look sound. They look coached. They look coached well. They
shout out Warren Sapp.
They're not shout out Warren Sapp. They're not beating themselves. They're not a highly penalized team. They don't turn the ball over and they force turnovers. They're good on special teams. It is a good football team and a turnaround that we have not seen a long time in college football. We're talking about going from 1 win to talking about them being the best team in the Big 12, a team with 19 teams. That is outstanding. Last year, I came in here and I said, Coach Saban is I said Coach Prime is very similar to Coach Saban when it comes to discipline. There's just a lot of flash and a lot of this glitz and glamour towards it, so people don't get to see the inside. But I paid attention. Stunner called me crazy. Stunner posted about me, and now we're talking about a 500% turnaround in 2 years. And they might be a 10-win team. They might win 10 games. After a year ago, they had 1 game and was a nobody in college football.
Right.
Coach Prime. Salute, dog.
Nah, niggas call us crazy. Don't they got the same record as Alabama right now? It's neither here nor there. But, Niggas go, Okay. But, you know what I noticed? You're going to find this funny. They're getting used to having success. They're getting used to being good. You're seeing it now. You're seeing the expectation of, we're a great team. We got to play great. I don't need you to get a perfect jump off the ball and get a false start because we're a great team. Just do your job. Just do your job. Everyone is being comfortable in their job. Everybody's like, well, Shadour's creating all the sacks. Well, listen, now that they have a cool online, he's cool in the pocket. Run when you got to. So I love the growth we've seen from Colorado. We've always been pro Colorado on this show. And listen, that's Coach Prime.
And Cam Moore and Shadour Sanders going to be a hell of a 1-2.
Yeah.
Both them boys go.
Both
them boys go. But this has been episode 92. Thank you. This has been amazing. Everything we both needed. We love this shit. We love podcasting. So when we take breaks, we be sad. We see shit happening. I need to talk. I need to talk to somebody. I'd be itching to do this. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. The socials are in the bio. Give us a follow. Comment. Tell us you like the show. Tell us what you want us to talk about. And as always, you can love us. You can hate us. I just hope you pay us.
Salute.